Yo. I really need to move. I need to get better about moving my mic stand back to its normal position. Because now it's just in the way all the time. And it's annoying. Just the worst. British, let's go. It's the weekend. How we feeling? Are we ready to talk shite about a Red Bull livery launch, as well as, you mean you're at work tomorrow? Nice and not great. Aww, the worst. The worst. Yo, I so glad. I'm 1,000,000% so happy that I did not sit around watching that for an hour. I'm not even gonna lie. I literally was just like, I'll just wait and see, and then if it's actually different, then I might make a bigger deal about it. But until then, I was not about to. Yeah, you, as soon as you said that you actually like sat there and watched the whole thing, I was like, nah, no, that was never happening, and there's no way you could make me do that. There was no chance. Let's see. Did I miss it? Anything else? I guess nothing else really is going on. It's really just kind of, as to now, that's kind of really it. I mean, there's Red Bull being the exact same as it's always been. And then what? Who's next? Williams? I think Williams is next, right? That sounds right. And then Williams is tomorrow. Yes, Williams is. I'm just gonna look it up. You're doing 5 lappers, but you're listening. Fair enough. Checking the Discord. Checking. Just continually just check what you said earlier. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so Williams is on Monday. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Friday. There's that the next, hold on. We got Monday the 6th, Tuesday the 7th. 4 days after that is Saturday for AlphaTauri. Then Monday for Aston Martin, and Monday for McLaren. Tuesday for Ferrari, Wednesday for Mercedes, Thursday for Alpine. Alpine gets to bring up the rear. Fascinating. Honestly, I'm ready for Williams to like drop the hammer and just like clown on Red Bull just as much as possible with the different, like, I just want them to bring like the most differentest livery ever and get people actually excited. Dude, a big old sexy Gulf livery Williams would be the hottest thing I've ever seen. Not even trolling. That would be fire. All right, let's get this thing going. We're gonna try. We are going to try. We should be able to finish season 1 and the off season tonight. So we should be able to do. What do we head now? Zandvoort. Amazing. We're already in round 15, but I guess to be fair, we are kind of flying through these. Max has a dev point. Once again, adaptability, most important thing in the world. Sebastian, thanks to all of his FP1 running, has a couple of dev points, in which, woof, my god, you need this. You need this more than I do. Just bumping his breaking up to a 52 made him a 73. That's, whew, sheesh. Staff Obviously, we need to increase our suspension because we're going to be doing a lot of suspensions here. We need to work on our cooling by 2, obviously. Race engineer. Obviously, the thing we need the most is obviously communication. Clearly. Wow, this dude's communication is literally 57. That's crazy. Other than that, we have some stuff, emails, vibes. That was quick. Financial report. We're literally not spending money, so I literally don't even feel like checking those. Obviously, all of these things are going to happen. Literally didn't even look at it, but what do we have going on with card development? It's just a lot of research and stuff, right? Yeah, we're just doing a bunch of research and stuff on cooling, because cooling is muy importante. But now let's head to Zandvoort and get this Dutch Grand Prix going. Week was good. This week at work has been weirdly simple. Next week is going to be a little hectic. It's going to be very hectic. Actually, it's not even going to be a little hectic. Next week is going to be a little all over the place. I'm going to try and keep streaming regularly, but next week might get a little crazy depending on how Monday goes. We'll learn a lot on Monday, but this week was pretty chill. Gone pretty smoothly. Fine. 49 milli Latifi incoming, maybe. Dude, we'll throw the bag at the goat Tifi. Obviously, Sebastian's been doing well in FP1, so we'll go ahead and throw him in. It's not been too bad. Time for qualifying. A lot of grid penalties. It would be a shame if something were to happen. Oh, I do need to. As much as I would love to accidentally forget, I'm not gonna accidentally forget. That's fine. Also, at some point, probably Abu Dhabi, because I feel like Abu Dhabi would be the one that would make me laugh the most. I want to give Max Verstappen a challenge similar to what we did to him at Imola, where we put him on a 4-stop. I want to do something like that in Abu Dhabi and see what happens. He gets pole, and Seb also is up there. Crazy. What's around 16? Is 16 Monza? If it is, man, that would be a horrible time to take a grid penalty, huh?
It's race day, and final preparations are underway.
It was a pleasure.
What do we got? Little 2-stop. I mean, this has been our thing pretty much off rip. We'll give Max the quote-unquote tough strat, and we'll give Seb the good stuff. Starting first and third, easy.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere as ever is electric.
Is it gonna rain? I hope not. I literally didn't check.
Here we go. It's the Dutch Grand Prix.
A lot of softs, a lot of mediums, kind of all split up.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Oh, would you look at that? Max leads into turn 1. Weird how that works. Seb and Carlos are both on the schmediums. Seb, we are trying to do the good thing of track position with Carlos. Realistically, we can speed this up a little bit. Max is gonna waltz out to a good lead by the look of it, if I had to guess. Seb now into P2. Love to see it.
DRS enabled.
And now we're flying.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the fastest lap. All good. I know there's a setting to turn that off, but I like having it on for my Haas save, and so I don't want to turn it off because I'll accidentally forget that I turned it off, and then that's going to be that. Seb is successfully holding off the two Ferraris, allowing for Max to waltz forward to a 5.5-second lead, 10 laps in. Jesus, we're gonna have to tank this car into oblivion if we ever have a hope in hell of keeping this man from winning everything. Maybe we'll stop developing the car next season after Bahrain, and maybe we'll see a little dip in whatever. The funny part is that Ferrari actually still lead us in the championship for P1. Alright, Seb is now off push fuel, which means this could get a little rowdy for Seb. I could just not give him the upgrades. That's true. But then we're admitting that we're turning this series 100% confirmed that we're turning this series into a destroy Max Verstappen and not really a destroy Red Bull. Which I guess could be honest. That could be fair. That could be a thing. We could do that. Going to Schmediums. Max box this lap. Yeah, we could do that. Just keep him on spec 1 everything. I know, I did say that.
Looked like a clean lap there as well, mate.
Well, as soon as we got Seb, I found myself like silently trying to give Seb like the good strategies and stuff. And so it's like, maybe it is that. Maybe it's just to destroy Max Verstappen and not necessarily a destroy Red Bull. Which, you know, fair. I feel is valid. Alright, Seb, box for hards this lap, please. Thank you. Perfect. 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 Max Verstappen has a 18-second gap to Leclerc, by the way. It looks like a lot of one-stoppers here. Max should, honestly, Max should 100% be able to build a pit stop window here. 28 seconds over the next
Did somebody spin out there?
13 laps. Should definitely be able to build enough of a gap to take care of it. We are aware of the low fuel. It's fine.
Okay.
Honestly, he's regained like over a full kilogram of fuel just by running it
like a
first.
spin.
So Leclerc spinning, definitely not giving him any issues. Sebastian currently P3. Love to see it. Hanging on to Carlos Sainz as if his life depends on it. Leclerc is catching, so it's not going to be a two-person party forever. Max has broken the 28-second range. Yes, we are aware.
Fuel limited.
Yeah.
It's literally fine. We literally have 23 laps remaining. Like, what are we even talking about here? $89, sure. Box this lap, please. Max, box this lap, please. Oh, he came out so far clear. Oh my goodness. Yo, Seb is a god at saving fuel. Seb is a genius at saving fuel. I look over and he's got 1.2 kilograms of fuel. That's crazy. I mean, at this point, once again, Max is going to walk to a victory. And Seb is going to be probably on the podium at this point. Carlos is dragging Seb along, kind of keeping him at arm's length of Leclerc. He says as Charles makes a push, but then he immediately drops back 6 tenths.
Run wide.
Fascinating. All right, so here's gonna be the plan starting next season. He's leading because he's fucking fast in this game. It's absurd. Box him again. All right, Max, box again.
We are low fuel now.
Copy.
Oh, would you look at that? He's still lapped up to P7. Crazy. Sebastian Vettel, by the way, in P2. All right, Seb, we need you to save fuel.
Okay, final lap.
Look at that. We boxed him and he's still gonna win by 20 seconds.
Okay,
Like-
let's check it flag.
Like, what do you want from me?
Mate, it is sweet being the hunter. We won that race. Excellent.
That's a
job.
double podium. That's a podium for Seb. Like, apparently we need to start taking more time to look at the strategy, tire strategy timings, because woof, we apparently gave Max the fastest strategy known to man. $1.8 milli coming our way as we head now to, I believe, is the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Monza is up next, but first we have a financial changes to the cost cap. Yeah, we can vote for that. Sure. We have so much money left over. We couldn't possibly spend it. Got to stay under that cost cap, you know what I'm saying? We have a new ATR period, but nothing's really going on, so we will push forward. I mean, Monza came fast and tight. Those are fine. We literally don't have anything to do before then. If only we had $51 million to spend on potential facilities, but you know, unfortunately we just do not. And so, you know, hear me out. If you get rid of Max, it's back to destroying Red Bull. True. The problem is his contract is $1 billion. We literally don't even have enough to break his contract as of right now. Yo, bring back Daniel? Whoa. Mood. We might look at that over the off season. You know, we'll see. We'll figure it out. I think worst case scenario, we might look to do that next season sometime. Next season, we might look at that. Reunite Sebastian and I don't know if it's reunite, but K-Mag.
Welcome
Bring
to
in
Monza
Kevin.
Parkway. We're here at Monza in Italy, the home of Ferrari. But who will
Yo, let's
take
just
over
make
what
this.
weekend?
Let's make last year's
Let's find
Haas,
out.
but just be at Red Bull.
Started with the Italian Grand Prix.
Mick and K-Mag teaming up. I think it could work. I think we can make that work. It'll be lovely. And what wouldn't it be dude, I feel like now is gonna be the time, you know, if we wanted to take some grid penalties for new engines, you know, really make sure that we have everything you know, maxed out, take some grid penalties, you know. I think that wouldn't be the worst thing in the entire planet. So we might be looking to do that with Max today. Kind of take these things, you know, soon. You never know. You never know when you'll need them. Send to quali. Seb and Daniel back at Red Bull 2014. Let's go. Bringing back 2014 Red Bull vibes.
Hello, and thank you for joining us as our race weekend unfolds. Free practice has concluded, and qualifying.
Free practice has concluded. Max still somehow top of the board. All right, Max. We're gonna be giving you a fresh everything. I mean everything. Literally everything. A fresh everything. Look at that. Hundreds all around. Love to see it. Seb, we believe in you. You got this, Chief. Oh, grid penalty? Oh, that's okay. Send to the race. Right back 5-lapper. Talking like, all good. All good. I will be here. Wow. For the first, actually the second time in as many race. This happened on Wednesday. Charles Leclerc out qualifying Max Verstappen. Oh, dude, look at this. Max is joining the GOATs of F1. Nicholas Latifi and Kevin Magnussen taking grid penalties. Love to see it.
Tension continues.
Here we go, baby. You know, Max, we know you're starting 20th, but, you know, I think we can make it work. You know, we have the perfect strategy. The soft to hard strategy. I love to see it. We know you'll make it work. Sebastian. Keep doing, dude. Just keep doing what you're doing, dude. Just keep going. You know? Just living life. Let's just go, dude. Let's do it. Sebastian is starting 5th, so he'll start on overtake. Let's do it. Italian Grand Prix. Both of them are going to be having a hard second stint.
Dampen the mood of it. Here we go. It's
Here we
the
go.
Italian Grand Prix.
A Mercedes promoted to the front row, and don't see that too often.
It's lights out, and away we go.
Little Georgie Russell. Seb immediately getting a horrible start. Gonna be stuck on the outside going into turn 1.
Alpine just advanced.
We're gonna have to see if we can follow someone through as they've gone too wide. Ocon and Bottas have gone like too wide every moment so far, as we're gonna try and go up the inside. Round the out. Oh.
Red Bull gained a place.
Oh, come on, Seb. Make the move. Oh. Make the dive, Seb. Make the dive. Oh, he covers it off. Ocon, you fool. I will speed this off. Max, unfortunately, still down there in P20 and unable to make up too much ground as of right now, even though he's that much lighter
DRS has been enabled
than everyone else. Lando makes a mistake. Promoting Max is already up into P17, probably getting lucky with his positioning there in the back.
Bull moved up.
That is
That's
the
a-
purple lap for now.
That's a banging lap, Seb. That's a banging lap. Let's leave Bottas in the dust, shall we? Thank you.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Ocon locking up like a
Back on.
fool.
Good copy.
Let's just say Lando doesn't make mistakes. He makes tactical moves. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that's it. Max has made his way up to P13 naturally, by the way. Seb, on the other hand, has made his way up into P2 and is about to make a move into P1 down the main straight. Late on the... Oh, no, not now. Not at this point. Maybe along the back. Mad because bad. Yeah, I'm sure that's how everyone else is feeling. Seb into the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Let's go. Max is into the points, by the way. P10. Apparently making it look pretty easy.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Seb and Carlos becoming buddies again here at Monza. The pit window for when Max Verstappen has come. Just did it, but you got it again.
Advance the race position.
All right, relax.
I think someone's run wide.
Box this lap, Max. Box
and
this
pick
lap.
confirm, please. Box
Brother.
and pick confirm.
Get in the box, Max. Right back to P20. Let's go. Seb, we're about to enter your pit window. Keep that in mind. Max has passed the Gotifi as he entered and exited the pits. They're going for a big undercut, it would seem. We, on the other hand, are going to be going for a bit of an overcut. Apparently, we're just going to be going on a cut because everyone else looks like they're probably also going to be boxing this lap.
Box.
No, they do not. Oh, they're probably on the medium soft strat. All right, Max, we need you to save fuel. Save fuel. So will you stop?
Okay, that was a purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation changes.
There you go. Oh, so much
It's a
water.
race position gained for Mercedes.
Can we talk about how we gave Max like 20 grid spot penalties and he's running in P5? Can we just talk about that? We could box him again for for fastest lap later. Yeah, that's a lot of hydration. I definitely feel like it's enough hydration. And now we wait.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Hamilton contending apparently. All right, Max, we need you to build up a good balance
It's a purple lap.
of fuel. We stop. There. Seb and Lewis are battling for
Race
the
position
win
gained for Mercedes.
here at Monza again. At Red Bull and Mercedes. And sure. Is that what you're calling it? Is that what that is? I'm really sure. I'm positive that's what that is.
Red Bull moved up.
Go, Seb.
Is that a lockup?
All right, Max. Let's see. All right.
Someone
You have a nice
spun out.
window behind you, Max. You have a nice window behind you. Please box this next
like a
lap
clean lap there as
for an even faster lap next time. Thank you.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
We are low fuel now.
Copy.
Come on, Seb. Where are you? Let's just see what this is. I just want to see what kind. Look at all this clear area he's gonna have. I want to see how big of a fastest lap we can get right here. Let's go, Seb.
About to start the final lap.
Here we go.
Everything you've got.
In the year 2022. This is 2022 still. Sebastian Vettel back in the Red Bull, approaching the final long right-hander Parabolica to win the Italian Grand Prix. Hi, welcome in. You saw the title, had to come in here to agree. Worst hour. So you and British both did the mistake of watching the whole thing. I, in my infinite wisdom, went. He ran out of fuel right there. That's amazing. And me and my infinite wisdom went. I'm not doing that. So I'm just gonna wait. My entire plan. I was telling British this earlier. My entire plan was literally, we're gonna see. I'm gonna wait and see if it looks any different. And if it looks different, then I might go back through and watch it. But as soon as I saw it was exactly the same, I was like, I ain't bothering with that. And based on everything I've heard, totally didn't need to go back through. Sebastian Vettel, the winner of the Italian Grand Prix. Let's go.
What a beautiful sight that is on the podium, and a true crowning achievement for everyone involved.
I know British is extremely undercover. Those might be fighting words depending on yeah. Seb on the podium with Lewis and Charles. Let's go.
Really isn't done yet, as once again he triumphs with yet another podium finish.
Beautiful stuff. Seeing Sebastian Vettel once again on the top step. You know, British, you might be right. I think at the end of the season we might need to make a move and get back together the 2014 Dream Team, Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo, because at that point we might actually have enough money to buy out Max, just based on everything. What do we lose? Oh, our finish position streak. Oh no. That's a good question. I don't think my auto mod was that strict. Sorry, it was held for race, ethnicity, or religion. It was just, we do not like French people. Loosen up. All right, there you go. It came a little it came a little late. That was pretty yeah, British had to explain to me the reality of the beef between the British and the French, and kind of, you know, the ins and the outs, because I feel like it's just been a meme that I've known about, but I didn't actually know if it was like true, and so he had to clear that up for me. But also, you're not sure there's just something about them. I mean, hey, I get it. Sometimes there's just an inkling, you know. Sometimes it just be how it be. So cocky, you know. It's just you know, it's one of those things, you know. It could just be that. All right, we're into the professional stuff, as this is now a new one. Ooh, Singapore, gross. Marina Bay Street Circuit, round 17. We're coming down to the end of season 1 here. We got Sebastian Vettel a win last time out at Monza. What a lovely sight. Max unfortunately just couldn't get it done, no matter the complete and utter good strategy that we definitely gave him. We definitely did the best we could. Nothing a whole lot going on. We will continue on. Long break, very long break. Chassis manufacturing, sure. Didn't we have a things you love to see? Jai, thank you so much for the follow. We had research coming. It's not tall boy. Yo, Chai, thank you so much for the sub, man. For the primes, we love our primers. Thank you, I appreciate that. You have a bevy of some useful emotes now to your availability. They're much better than they used to be, I promise. There's the research that I was looking for. To answer your question, Shai, I'm not necessarily a Red Bull fan. I am more of a Haas fan with a dabbling for I don't know. I am a Haas fan. my main series that we do on this channel has been Haas up to now, and so we're just kind of taking a break. We just finished up season 4 of the Haas series, and so we are taking a little bit of a break. I dabble in mainly F1 Manager. I've been doing more F1 22 stuff on. You can't see it, but I have my wheel and pedals over here that we've been doing more, and to get better at for the next F1 game comes out. And then so I have my Haas save. We're doing this Red Bull save. My original plan was let's tank Red Bull into the dust because they're on top, and I think that'd be funny. But I think it's slowly turning into a destroy Max Verstappen, raise Seb through the roof again. So that's kind of where we're at. With the Automod, did you get auto-modded again? Well, he was whoa, anybody that been any free Twitch primers in chat? Whoa. I'm not seeing anything in auto mod. I don't know. Yo, Sean, I just saw your message. I didn't see it originally. Welcome in. Yes, Ford is returning to the F1 grid. That's extremely exciting. How do we feel about that? That's pretty fun. Engine manufacturer for Red Bull. That's going to be an interesting thing to see in 2026. Yes, British is a Williams fan. I'm a Haas fan. Basically, we like to commiserate with each other in our infinite misery up to now, unfortunately. So it just kind of is one of those things, you know. He's a Mercedes fan. You and my wife would get along. The race weekend. That was a hectic pre part of the episode. That's true. British does. I'm catching up on a lot of old messages. So yes, British does not use Twitch Prime. He does give me hard-earned cash, all $2 and whatever cents it is that I actually get to keep. Porsche over Ford. I'm still. This is how little my brain remembers. Did like the Porsche Williams thing ever like come through, or is that just like all rumors and just like nothing really come of that? Because I feel like I was hearing like so much about Williams and Porsche potentially getting a deal done. But I don't remember anything ever actually being like, yes. It was never going to be Williams. Who was it? I feel like I remember. Maybe it was just people just wanting to be like, Williams, do something. That could be it. How many Ford engines for 2026? Yeah, there's a lot of engines. I saw a tweet today that listed off a handful of the engine manufacturers for 2026, and it's like it's great when you can go from like the 4 that we have now to like the 7 or 8 that I think I saw that are going to be starting in 2026. Yes, Red Bull did screw the deal with Porsche. Praying the Ford deal goes bad for them. It's such a problem because I really like Ford, but seeing them hooked up with Red Bull is giving me mixed emotions about it. So I don't know. Alpine will have the worst engine, you're right. Sim to that. You like the Red Bull team and the Merc team, but despise Max and Lewis. Fair. I know that I'm not used to this many chatters at the same time. I'm trying to like catch up and like do all this stuff at the same time. Q3 results, Charles once again going significantly faster than us now. I think we're finally starting to see the results of the grid is packed. The results of everything. I'm not putting because I'm trying to like get done with season 1, you know. We'll get done with season 1 and then we'll start playing around. A good soft to hards. No wait, soft to hards is the fastest strategy. Never mind. We'll go soft mediums for Max. Sure. Yeah.
A partly clear night here.
I know we're not. I told you we're just trying to get through season 1. We'll start doing everything next season.
From the Singapore
cool fact: next year you're working at Mercedes F1 team. That's pretty awesome. You can't just drop that and not drop any more fat details, you know. Like, you gotta hit us with the juicy deets. George over Lewis. So, the George versus Lewis thing this year, I think is so played out just based entirely on just the W13 just being kind of crap at the beginning of the season, and it only becoming like kind of okay towards the end. Hey, have I missed anything else? Sean's, we got your message. 3, 4. You follow George since F3. Nice. Funny how Mercedes is the most German team, yet it's got the most British. It does 1,000,000% have the most British lineup. 1,000,000%. It does have a German reserve driver, though. You know, I would be remiss in my infinite love for Mick Schumacher to not bring up the fact that we do have some German in there. I think all in all, I think Mercedes definitely has one of the most competitive full top to bottom driver lineups out there. Honestly, I think we'll learn a lot about their lineup as well as Ferrari this year. Oh,
DRS
safety
disabled.
car.
DRS disabled.
A little early. Lando and Piastri. I find it so hard to know what to expect with Piastri. I feel like that could just be because I just didn't see anything before this year. And it's going to be super interesting to say the least. Why would you say Red Bull you don't like Max? I think Checo, I think we've talked about this before, British, but I feel like Checo is the perfect second driver to Max because he'll never expect to be given preferential treatment.
Safety car in this lap.
Beautiful.
Okay, copy. You've got the margin to push. Yeah.
Mercedes had a full German lineup back then when they had Rosberg and Schumacher from 10 to 12. True. You follow Piastri since F3 and he's great. Yeah, totally get it. This comment deserves some money. You like Mercedes, well, Lewis has an annoying personality and you love George. Yo, Space Nerd, welcome in. There's a lot of back and forth going on in the chat right now. Feel free to hop in. Talking lineups. It's officially time to start talking about F1 again in a serious note with car. I knew as soon as car launches were going to start, that's when all the hot goss was going to come back in. Lewis over Michael, I will agree to that. Vettel, Lewis, okay. Man, it is really hard to
Red Bull gained a place.
Lewis clears Vettel. I think Lewis. Man, Seb did win 4 back to back.
Okay, that was a purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation changes.
Space Nerd, I would honestly, as a Checo fan when he's not in a Red Bull, I would love to see Checo win a championship. I would love that. Or Sainz. I would love to see Carlos get some wins this year. I think that would be great for him. All right, I feel like we all need to remember that we're all friends here. We're delving into
I think we've had a car run
we're delving into it. I can feel it. But at the same time, you guys are adults. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm assuming you're adults. I have no idea. You're your own people. Do what you want. Whoa. I'm gonna enjoy watching this from this side. All right, good. I feel like Mom says my mom says that your mom's dumb. Ha, got him.
Okay, we're boxing this lap.
Gotta remember that not everyone is gonna be an adult, but most of the people around here feel adulty. My mom says that she wants to adopt Lando. He does look very adoptable. I mean, I think the funniest thing I've seen so far is that I think McLaren definitely has like the most clearly young adults, but they just look like they're 12 lineup. I definitely think I can agree to that. I wouldn't know that though, because you're 100% adult and don't live with her. Of course not. Same. Here's always my hesitation. This is going back to the whole debates about basically the GOAT debates. I literally just started watching F1 this season at Miami, because as the grand story for everyone else. Yes. So welcome in. I get to tell the story. I get to tell the story. I love this story. My journey into becoming an F1 fan is going to be a very funny one in the grand scheme of things, because yes, the short answer is yes, I missed 2021. I don't even know what it was. I saw before the Miami Grand Prix, I feel like I just saw it making the rounds like on Twitter from ESPN, talking about the first Miami Grand Prix, and me going, oh, it's gonna be the first Miami Grand Prix, it's gonna be like on in the afternoon on a random Sunday. I'll just throw it on. Turned it on, watched, hooked, watched the whole thing. My whole plan was like I was gonna watch it while I was doing other stuff, and then just kind of casually pay attention to it. Watched the whole thing, and then was like, that was great. And then the next race weekend was Spain. Missed it completely. But thanks to Miami, I think I just followed a couple of accounts, like F1 accounts on Twitter. And then obviously after Spain is Monaco. And obviously even as a casual enthusiast of cars, you'll know about Monaco. And as a person who likes cars, all of a sudden it was everywhere. I saw the story about Charles and his like connection to Monaco and all that stuff, and so I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna watch Monaco. And so then I watched Monaco, and then from then on it was like hooked in, 1,000,000% in. And so it's basically been my stream life. It's been real life. We went to the US Grand Prix last year in October. That was super fun. It's been, and I'm so excited to get to my first full season as a fan. So Space Nerd, don't think I didn't see your message. You like the new Haas livery. I'm like 50-50 on the Haas livery, and it's entirely dependent on which angle I'm looking at. From straight on, I think it's good. From the perfectly side angle, like from the side profile, I like it. From like the 3/4 view, not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. But I think it has good things, and I think they can improve upon it over time. And I think I'll get more on with it. All right, a lot of things getting thrown around. Your friend works at Mercedes and seeing the W14, but won't tell you when they do those. I mean, we're about to see it here soon anyway. But from what they said, I don't think it's gonna look too much different than the W13. They said at least not from a side pod perspective. I feel like I saw that they said they weren't going to change the side pods too much. You have an F1 account on Twitter and Instagram, you can drop it. I don't think you can drop links, but you could drop it if you want. Drop the ad if you want. 2022 was very spicy to start, but became very mid. Yeah, I think the spiciness level came purely just from making fun of Ferrari over actually like on track drama. Oh, I can see a spicy take. Yes, the Seb announcement was crazy. That was so interesting and heartbreaking for me as a new fan, and literally seeing Seb just retiring immediately.
Red Bull gained a place.
Uh-oh, hot take alert. Hashtag hot take. Max's wins don't count when the car is closest to you or second behind the lap. That was Lewis fans. I mean, I feel like that conversation goes both ways, because it wasn't that like the whole conversation for like the last 6 years with uh-oh, Seb, no, Seb, not like this, my boy. What have you done to my boy? You've massacred my son. All right, Max, box for how many laps left? 21. Box for sure.
It's a crash.
Yeah, you like, isn't that like the whole thing between like Red Bull fans, Ferrari fans, and Mercedes fans? Were like, Lewis isn't good, he just had the best car. So like, doesn't that just get turned around to Max, where it's like, he's not actually good, he just has the best car? I feel like that kind of goes both ways. Spacer says, you're also okay with the MoneyGram logo, especially considering how naked F1 cars look without logos. Yeah, I think I definitely agree. It's nice to see a very like unified livery, and you can also tell just how much money MoneyGram is giving them, just because of how much of the livery is MoneyGram. Like, it's crazy. Okay, where are we going? Haas started off good, then boom. Yeah, true. Well, you have some details about the W14 side pods. Try listen to me very carefully. I see you. I can hold on. The side pods may not seem as similar as they were, but also are classified as 0 side pods. Fair. They call it the double floor side pod. Now that just sounds made up, but I believe you. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the rest of the car launches. Starting next week, they're going to kind of start coming hot and fast, and I'm totally here for it. Sean says every win counts. You're not a huge Max fan or Lewis fan, but we can't say the drivers don't deserve the win when it's not their fault. True. You know, at the end of the day, someone's got to win, and some people are going to have good cars, and some people are going to have bad cars, and that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. They basically confirmed they won't be looking at other concepts. Yeah, they said, I listened to a podcast interview where they were talking with like I can't remember who exactly it was, but it was like when they realized that their side pod design for the W13 just wasn't it, and they like had to like start figuring out how to fix it. And I think everyone just kind of assumed they would go to its more traditional side pod look, but then they were saying that, you know, they figured out a way to make it work. So who knows? Guys in here dropping some hints. It'll be illegal mid-season, guaranteed. Yeah, maybe, we'll see. The double floor side pod. Is that like their vortex generators that actually aren't vortex generators that got okayed but then didn't? Williams is going to be the next best. Dude, I want a good Williams. Dude, if Williams comes out on Monday and just drops the hottest Gulf livery Williams I've ever seen, dude, I'm already like casually a Williams fan, just because like the classic underdog story. I know they were like great before, but now they're kind of like not. But now that the GOAT is gone, like, I'm casually a Williams fan. Apparently I'm just a fan of all the bottom tier teams, or at least the current bottom teams. Who knows? But if Williams comes out and drops the hottest livery of the year, dude, I'm in. I'm all in. All in. 1,000,000% all in. Lando's gonna be the next GOAT, I'm telling you. Lando needs to get out of McLaren. He needs Lewis to retire like that, and so he can jump into the Mercedes. They're 50-50 on it, but I promise you they have their design made for it. You've seen it. Fair. George Russell. George is right up there as well. George could definitely step in there if no one else is willing to take it. He definitely showed a lot of promise this year. It'll be interesting to see this year with the W14 to see the battle between him and Lewis for sure. Lando over George. British is a known Lando enjoyer in this chat, so that definitely makes sense. Assuming they're going to try out the new side pod design in Bahrain. Yeah, I would imagine they'll be doing I would hope in early season testing that they do a lot of testing. Time to get hydrated, everybody. Don't forget to drink some water. Mercedes are looking at Leclerc. I have seen a lot of talk about Leclerc. I think it depends entirely. I think there's been a lot of talk about Charles and how like Ferrari's like priority numero uno has got to be getting Charles on a new contract like ASAP. But I think if Ferrari struggles this year, I think Charles, kind of like Seb, just kind of like fall out of Seb is a little different. We talked about that earlier this week, but just kind of fall out of love with Ferrari. And I think he wants to win it as much as he wants to win a championship in a Ferrari. I think he wants to win a championship more than struggling at Ferrari for forever. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. I think Ferrari could get Lando. I 100% think that. You're looking forward to the next two team cars on Williams now for Romeo. Yes, I'm interested to see the new Alpha, the Alpha design. Specifically, British and I were talking about this before with Orlan leaving. I can't remember who they said they were leaving for, but who it was. But the main like fuel sponsor for Alpha showing up somewhere else that I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the new cars that are for this week for sure. Lando lined up for the win. Yes. Both their liveries. I didn't think about the Alfa Romeo car a lot, but I do like their livery a lot. Williams, I'm a big fan of the Williams livery as well. Just I'm also just a big blue enjoyer, so that definitely is a thing. Mercedes will never go for Lando. It doesn't fit their style. I mean, maybe. I guess it kind of. I mean, at the end of the day, it just kind of depends. British is a classic Williams enjoyer, dude. He's a goat Tiffy enthusiast. Williams and the McLaren. That's a good pairing. I really should I should like officially pick a second team, shouldn't I? I feel like just being a Haas fan is like just setting me up for sadness for forever. Sister says you love this past season's Alpha design. Looked like a full car. Also like this past season's McLaren. Unfortunately, the games ruined their livery. Yeah, that's fair. I do like the Papaya.
Looks like quite a
safety car again.
Yeah.
Who done it this time?
Safety car deployed, Max. Safety car deployed.
Yeah, we don't have tires. It's fine. I paid zero attention to this race, and I don't really care. To be fair,
There's been a crash.
I do. Yes, I am a Papaya orange enjoyer. I think honestly, I was a bigger McLaren fan at the start of the season, but with all of like the stuff like around Daniel Ricciardo and Oscar Piastri and all that stuff and how they handled like all of that kind of turned me off of them for a little bit. So we'll see how the season goes. I know having a second team is goated. I've become like, I'm definitely a Haas team enjoyer and definitely a like other drivers enjoyer, but at the same time I feel like I need to pick a second team, just kind of have two goes at it. The problem is I don't really know. I think my default has definitely been Mercedes, at least this season. So it's a Haas first and then, Mercedes after that. Did someone crash on the safety car? If that's true, that's hilarious. Alpine is a good second team, so
Sounds like there's been a
Ocon crashed again. Haas Alpine's not a bad one. Again, this could just be all optics and how it went, but in that same Oscar Piastri saga, Alpine kind of really turned me away just because Otmar can't remember exactly his last name, but the whole drama with Otmar was like kind of dragging Piastri and all that stuff kind of turned me off from Alpine as well. I am totally going to be fascinated with Alpine this year with Esteban Ocon, which is British's favorite person in the world, by the way. Hot take. Remember that.
Sounds like we've had
So
a
I think
spin.
the two of them in the Alpine is going to be extreme stuff now, or yes, that's what it is. Yeah, I think that's just going to be fascinating to watch from just like an interpersonal standpoint, not necessarily as an actual like racing enthusiast standpoint. So I'll definitely be people watching the crap out of Alpine, but I don't know if Alpine's going to be my second team for sure. Oh, rip. All right, British, you have a friend in the anti-Ocon train of thought. You think Otmar is going to fail on handling both gasoline? Oh, 100%. The first time, well, not only that, but he also has to handle the Pierre Gasly, who has like, what is it, like 7 or 8 penalty points until like May.
DRS.
So he's also going to have to like deal with that, which sounds like a thing that just does not sound great. So I think he's going to have his hands full pretty much regardless.
Okay.
Let's see.
Final lap.
what major things are going to be happening this year? Let's just kind of go through everybody. Red Bull is kind of just going to be business as usual. Their biggest thing is probably going to be complaining about the lack of wind tunnel time from the cost cap breakage. Mercedes, I think, is just going to be okay. I'm going to come back to Mercedes because I'm going to be. I could talk about the theory behind Mercedes for forever. Ferrari, I think, is also super interesting with Fred Vasseur coming in. I think that's going to be super interesting to see how much they cater to Charles this year. I don't think they outwardly going to say that, but I think they definitely brought in Vasseur as a liaison to Charles 1,000,000%. Who else? Alpine, we kind of touched on them. Merc, I'm coming back to. McLaren, I'm super interested to see how Piastri does. I'm of the camp, which I would find it extremely hilarious if Piastri comes in and just immediately starts taking Lando to the woodshed. I think that would be very entertaining to watch in the grand scheme of things. But at the same time, I'm just super interested to see what Piastri and Lando can do in that McLaren. Let's see, whom else? Alfa Romeo. It's Alfa Romeo. I don't really know what to say about that. Zhou and Valtteri, they're kind of just exactly what you would expect. Aston Martin, Fernando. I need to see Fernando Alonso swing at Lance Stroll at some point this season, by the way. I need to see that happen at some point soon. That's going to be an incredible thing to watch. And we touched on this previously, but especially after what happened at Circuit of the Americas this year, where Lance basically tried to kill him. Gonna be super fascinating to watch, and I cannot wait for it. Flew through that pre-race, by the way. Okay, I've missed a lot of chat here. Talk about Max being an immature driver and never accepts responsibility for his own mistakes. True. Sean says Ocon's a good driver, but his performance made him think that it's not as great enough to be a championship. I think we can all agree, while Ocon is a solid driver, I think we can all agree that he's probably not a championship winning driver. The fact you can't count Mercedes out there. So yes, we're going to get back to the Mercedes thing here in a second, because I'm super fascinated about what's going to happen this season with Mercedes. You can see a rivalry between Russell and Hamilton for the upcoming season. I can as well. We're going to touch on that as well. Max only had one collision last year, and it was with Lewis. Yes. Lewis definitely had a bit more trouble last season. Well, George also had some trouble with staying out of contact and blaming it on everyone else. Space Nerd said, you think Alpine will have a glass cannon situation with good drivers and a decent car, but teammates kill each other later on? Yes, Nick DeVries, also going to be a super fascinating case study this season. Just based on, because he's kind of not old, he's 26, but I think that's going to be a super fascinating thing to watch in the long run at AlphaTauri. Going to be incredible to watch, I think. It's fine. Yes, DeVries is going to be super interesting. Yeah, Alpine's reliability is going to be crap because it's the Renault engine. Yes, we saw exactly what the reliability looks like with Fernando, basically the whole time. Super fascinating to watch. Max gets a mover, we crash attitude when fighting Lewis. He doesn't with fighting other cars. I definitely agree with that. Aston Martin's one of the teams you're curious with in terms of their car performance. I feel like we've been curious about Aston Martin for seasons now, or that seems to be the vibe around it, of just do something or don't. Figure it out or don't, because all they did was make Seb retire, and it makes us sad. Lando, Leclerc, Gasly signs, none of them had issues. True. Wet race, yes, we do have a wet race. I didn't touch on that yet, but we will be having a wet race for sure. Got the penalty, you're going around a corner at 180 miles, the car will understeer. True. If we're talking about Lewis putting Max in hustle, let's talk about them. All right, there's a lot of 2021 talk coming out. Oh, we can talk at 100. Honestly, the Monza incident, I loved using the Monza incident to kind of poke fun at the general sense of when people were upset about adding the halo. Because if they don't have the halo at the Monza incident, Lewis Hamilton is just dead, like right there. And like, that's just facts. Pull that one off, Max, will you? That's gross. I don't know, man. Sure. Japanese Grand Prix.
I don't want to tempt fate, but there are quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid.
Canada,
Taking a look
welcome
at
in.
Max
Yes, it is a typical Japan. We're going to be having a wet one. Oh, I totally didn't take into account the fact that it's going to rain. Already forgot.
They're ready to go here at the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's lights out.
oh,
and
Canada,
away
thank
we
you so much
go.
for the follow. When is it going to rain? Oh, it's going to rain like lap 20. We got heck of time here, man. Oh, hell yeah. We are just going to like extend Seb out.
Red Bull gained
And
the
we'll
race.
throw him on the wets. Max is gonna be a whole thing. Oh my god, yeah, Zhou would be crazy dead without the halo. Grosjean also super dead. Leclerc super dead.
DRS enabled.
I think Aston could be interesting because the car is managed by former Red Bull assistant technical director Dan Fellows, who's now their technical director for the team. Yeah, honestly, I would love for Aston Martin to, you know, get back up in there a little bit. Sus engine Brazil, the Sus engine we were talking about, it was a brand new engine, gotta be fast. The fact that it was 5 seconds faster than anyone, true. Brazil definitely suited the W12 a lot. Ooh, are we gonna talk about? It's been a couple of days, and we actually haven't
Last
talked
lap
about.
was a purple lap.
Are we going to talk about the statement put out about how Formula One is going to be officially looking to add like up to 2 teams soon-ish, about all the pushback that what's his name is getting, and how we could be getting what, back to 12 teams potentially? I would love 2 new teams, more fun. Yes, Andretti is definitely going to be one of those teams, probably. Andretti,
Red Bull
Cadillac.
moved up.
Who else would join now? That's the thing, because I'm sure there's multiple teams who are, you know,
It's a race position
always
gained
talking
from
about
Mercedes.
joining, but at the same time, like, not necessarily following through. And so I know Andretti has definitely been the most
The situation changes.
has definitely been the most outspoken when it comes to joining. I'm curious to know who else it would be, though. I'm totally down for another American team to join, though. Totally in. I think, yeah, I think Porsche was looking.
Ferrari,
I would be
advanced
interested to
race
see,
position.
because I mean, wasn't Porsche really only interested in joining as an engine supplier? So they would really need to find another title sponsor to actually like do the team thing. Yeah, they wanted to be an engine, not a full team. So I'm sure Porsche would definitely be interested in teaming up with someone. I think that would be super fascinating. Yeah, the Porsche Red Bull thing was, I thought the Porsche Red Bull thing was like a done deal until it came out that like Porsche wanted like 50% of the race team, and Red Bull was like, Lamau, no. So we have Andretti and Chevrolet and Cadillac, which I still think it would be crazy. Like, I'm all for that. And then, what do you think? Porsche. I mean, Audi is joining as Sauber.
It's a race
We
position
have-
gained from Mercedes.
Be wet in 12 minutes. Cool. Good lap times compared to Max and Lewis in Brazil is nowhere near 5 seconds faster. There's still a lot of hot takes getting thrown around about Lewis in Brazil. A crash? That's not good.
Yellow flag ahead. Yellow flags ahead.
Okay.
A couple of laps until it rains. We're going to inters, by the way. He was just a silly bastard's lap. Which letter? Are you guys okay? Again, new fan reiterating. Are we talking about the one where Lewis got sent to the back for the sprint race and had to
There's a spin.
like make his way through the field and all that stuff?
So weather update.
Yes. Okay.
We are
Gotcha.
expecting some rain.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, yeah.
But you never know. That engine was very, very sus.
So light rain.
Okay.
Inters. F yeah.
So box and pit confirm. Box pit confirm.
Box pick confirm. Watching the race compared to actual lap times, I compare. No way it was quick compared to the cars. The engine was perfectly.
Track slippery. Track slippery.
Copy.
Certainly a lot happening in the margins.
Red Bull gained a place.
The only sus thing about engines that I actually like can kind of talk about, because I watched some YouTube videos on it, was the Ferrari illegal fuel line thing from a couple of years ago as well, where Ferrari got a naughty letter from the FIA and basically they fell off.
Oh, did someone run wide there? I think there's been a lockup.
A lot of locking up going on. Or stole their idea for a race. I mean, I don't know, man. It's like saying Checo is never as pacey compared to Max in the same car. Fair.
We've just had a car run wide.
That's 1,000,000% correct.
Sounds like a spin.
Toxic Merc fans. New Honda has kind of
wide
dropped
there?
from 26, so they might start looking into new. That's true. That's true. I wonder if, well, no, Honda also is another one of those groups that probably just wants to be an engine. I'd be interested to see if Honda teams up with a new team to be a new power supply, power plant. That could be interesting. I was gonna say, I wonder if Honda and Porsche could come up. I would love to see a pure Porsche car, like see that collaboration between like Honda and Porsche, but that's probably not gonna happen. That would be super interesting. So let's see, who else would want to join as like the actual race team? I think that's the biggest question that we have left.
Just look after this tyre set though. Look after it.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
you have both Porsche and Honda that are probably looking to join as engine suppliers. You have Andretti, who's already teamed up with Cadillac to make a push in. What's a brand that we would love to see come in as a team is the real question. Bentley or dude, let's bring Jag back in. Honestly, I think Jag would be a super interesting idea to come back in. Not that I think they actually have like the money to like make that work, but with Jag, is Jag still doing the thing where they committed to being like all electric by like 2030 or whatever that is? So I think that would be a super interesting thing to get more information on, like the hybrid technology and the electrics and all that stuff. Jaguar would be cool. Bentley I think would be fun just because, but I think Jag coming back would be super interesting. It's wet again. Oh boy. Leaving both drivers out, by the way. 10 laps remaining. Let's see. Jag and Porsche, or Jag and Honda. How's Jag's relationship with Honda? You just want more British teams? I mean, I feel like you're kind of like that's not a bad I don't know why I literally was about to be like, oh, I asked them. No, all right, hear me out. All right, hear me out. Mini. Let's put Mini on the grid, and it'll just be a car that's half the size as all the other cars. Yes, I think if F1 is allowing up to two more teams come in, I think Andretti Cadillac is 100% making it in. Yeah, we just need to figure out what the other one would be. You want to see an Audi safety car, something based on a Q line? I think that would be good. You could definitely make something like that happen. You think Manny would be a solid 13th place team? 100%. I think the problems you run into with adding up to 22 cars is the circuits like Monaco, which would just get more. Well, they would just have more issues. Like at that point, you would just have more issues than not. So I think the problem with getting rid of Monaco is that no one is ever going to agree to it. No one is ever going to agree with getting rid of Monaco. It's too historic. It's the problem. It is very boring. I will agree with the sentiment that it is definitely the most entertaining qualifying session ever, but for the race, I could leave it. The only thing that made Monaco interesting this season was once again watching Ferrari screw over Charles Leclerc into winning, to him not winning his home race. Yeah, Monaco's in until 25.
Okay.
The fact Alonso could do what he did in 22 should not be. Oh my god, the Alonso train was in full unadulterated effect. That was crazy. Oh yeah, we're all just speaking here. There's no ill will. You know, we can all go back and forth and not be we can all be civil and go back and forth. It's a thing. Yeah, that's one of the downsides of adding more cars. Like the circuits that just aren't great for racing already with 20 cars are just not going to go well with 22 to 24 cars.
Fabulous drive, mate.
All right, hear me out. Do we think? I doubt it. It would never happen. But how would we feel about?
To the checkered flag.
How would we feel about a 24 car lineup, but only 20 cars can make the Sunday grid? I feel like that would be great for I feel like that would work better in like an esports thing. 24 cars around Silverstone, let's get it. He has an idea. Each team gets a dude. I would love to see a third car. Not enough cars for pre-qualifying.
Max Verstappen was
Yeah. Max won again. Seb, P2. Sebastian Vettel, P2. We love to see that. We're catching Red Bull and we're like not even doing anything. That's crazy. I'm totally down for each team. Dude, let's just have a 60 car lineup. You see the new qualifying? Hards Q1, mediums Q2, softs Q3. Yes. Aren't they they're only doing that for a handful of races though, right? Like it's only a certain number of races. Wrong wing research completed. I didn't pay attention to a single thing we just did, by the way. Oh, let's go back to America, the land where F1 races are the best. That's right, I said it. We head to Circuit of the Americas. Love to see that. You're not gonna look at me and say that the US Grand Prix this year wasn't one of the best races of the year. You're just not gonna tell that to me. You're not gonna look me in the eye and say that that wasn't one of the best races of the year. You're just not. I won't believe you because it was, and I know because I was there. I saw it happen. It was lit. Silverstone, okay, here's my hot take. Silverstone, I think, is my pick for best race of the year, but the US Grand Prix is definitely up there. Like, you're not gonna say it's not up there. You saw Aaron, yeah, I saw Aaron. So me and my wife were sitting at turn 15 where you could see down the back straight. I saw it happen. It was crazy. Everyone was freaking out because it looked crazy, which it was crazy. Yo, so many things are poor. Our team hub. Oh no, this is the only thing we're spending money on, by the way. Well, refurb, that's it. None of that stuff. Who needs a weather center? Not I. Yep. Race prep. Let's get it. Bop, bop. 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 To the race weekend. Silverstone is definitely probably one of the better the best ones.
Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. We're in Austin, but there are no wild cowboys. on the
Silverstone
track
was
this
good.
weekend. Just
I'm not saying Silverstone wasn't good. It was a good race. It was exciting. Carlos got his first win. You got through goes Hamilton. You got Ferrari screwing over Charles Leclerc again. It was crazy. I'm just saying the US Grand Prix was good. I'm just saying. Dude, through goes Hamilton was good. It was really good. No one, I don't think anyone, Lewis fan or not, that was a good moment in Formula One. That was a good moment. There goes Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, it was crazy. I remember watching it and I was like, oh my god. That's one of those moments where like you watch it and like you already know that that's going to be like an all-time highlight moment. Like guaranteed. No questions asked. Like it's going to be in every highlight clip ever. Oh, here it comes. It was. Again, I'm not saying Silverstone 2022 wasn't good. I'm just saying the US Grand Prix was also good. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm saying. We're not saying anything else. That's all we're saying. It was good. It was not. It was good. It was good. Yeah, I'm sure. It was a good race. I got to see Sebastian Vettel execute probably one of the most impressive moves I've ever seen going around Kevin Magnussen on the final lap. And it literally happened right in front of me, and you're not going to take that away from me. I'll say, yeah, it was the final like 20 laps. No, I didn't, because I didn't realize it was coming. We were all like, it happened so fast. And yes, me being there definitely makes it a lot better. I will 100% agree with that. It's the first F1 race I've ever been to, and I got to see that like in person. Like, that was lit. Watching through your eyes, man. Yes, next year, this season, it's gonna be great. Also, I saw someone mention Vegas. So this year, I'm going to 2 US races. One, I'm going to the US Grand Prix again, because we live like an hour away from Circuit of the Americas. And so, of course, we're going. It's gonna be great. Gonna be lit, as they say. Jesus, what a strategy. All right, Max, let's see, pull that one off. Seb, what's the fastest strat? I like that one. Bang.
It's
Aha. Try, let me hit you with the real goods. Record the race and go in person. Then you can do both.
He won today. Let's see if
Then you can do both.
Sit tight and get ready. It's the United States Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
How does Max still put this on pole, by the way? He still put that on pole. Seb was struggling. But yeah, I'm going to the US Grand Prix because we live really close, and we're going to Vegas because I just need to be there for that, because I think it's going to be one of the most interesting things in the world. You don't like Alonso? He's just too salty after losing to Lewis. Yeah. Imagine being Fernando Alonso. Like, I don't know if you can say like the peak of your career, but like you're like one of like the people of the sport, and then you have rookie Lewis Hamilton who comes in and just matches you immediately. That's got to be so unbelievably humbling, where I'm not surprised he'd be a little salty. Seb equals GOAT. Lewis does not equal GOAT. Michael does not equal GOAT. Yeah, no. He reckons Max's 2 championships are better than all of Lewis's. Yeah, I saw that quote. Yeah. Yes, the tickets for Vegas were insane, and they did sold out immediately. We felt the pain of that, but at the same time, we could make it work, and I just need to be there. I also love Vegas in general, so any excuse to go to Vegas that also includes Formula One, I'm in.
Red Bull
Like
gains
Nando's
the place.
saltiness is amazingly fun to watch. Yes, it is very entertaining to watch for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't even say like back in like the height of his career, because that was forever ago, and he's still here performing like pretty good. Multiple cars crashed. Uh-oh. Daniel, no. Was that Daniel and Joe? Probably.
There's been
Yeah,
contact
probably.
and several cars involved.
No safety car though. So while I am a new F1 fan, I will at the same time admit that it's honestly kind of also like the best thing in the world, because I have an entire history of like Formula One that I can go back on and like learn about and watch and experience through the eyes of the internet,
Just gained a place.
which has been so fascinating because there's just so much to watch and so much to learn, which is exactly like scratches that part of my brain. That's amazing. So definitely not complaining about that. The fact Ocon still has the seat boils your blood. The only thing Ocon has going for it is that he is a very serviceable driver who just like, what are you gonna do?
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
You just like gatekeepers. Yeah, gatekeeping is so weird. I tell you what though. Oh man, Vegas is gonna be so good. I still need to buy flights for that, but flights are like crazy expensive right now, so I can't, and it's upset. It's literally the only thing we have left to buy. Ooh, also, actually, speaking of gatekeepers, Drive to Survive. We are now in Drive to Survive month. Let's go. Ocon loves hitting other cars, but doesn't discriminate and mainly focuses on his teammate. I would say he discriminates against his teammate. Yes, Ocon definitely has a propensity for close calls with his teammates, for sure. I can probably box Max right now. Yo, I'm in love with Seb Smoothest. Like, he just saves tires like everywhere and all the time. All right, I'm not gonna say that on stream, but all right, your disdain for Esteban Ocon is well noted in this chat, British. It has been noted and will go down in the record books, I promise. Yeah, you know, we actually almost debated on, because we live, like I said, we live an hour away from Coda. We bought tickets to Vegas because I love Vegas. My wife's parents live in Miami, and so we had actually talked about potentially trying to find the money to buy tickets to Miami so we could go to all 3 US races, but like that was too much. It was at that point that that was a little too much, you know. Oops. Drop my water bottle. All good. Kind of. What are you talking about? Kind of sell. I don't want to sell my car. I got plans for that thing. You wish you go. What's the closest Grand Prix to you, Chai? Silverson. That's fair. He'll buy. There you go. British says he'll buy. He's buying everyone in chat 1 Grand Prix ticket. Get him while you're hot. Even that's 5 hours away. That's fair. $5 which way? British and I had a fun time doing GeoGuessr the other day, and we figured out that you can get pretty far in a handful of hours from the UK. Give you a packet of Doritos and a coffee. Let's go. Once you get the merch job, true. Honestly, he's going. Yeah, you're definitely going. So, can you talk about what you're gonna do at Merc, or is it like hush hush, secret?
We'll box at the end of this lap.
I tell you what, I would love to. You're gonna be building the car. Let's go. Like from a physical standpoint or like a theoretical standpoint? Because I'm in for engineering, man. Love a good engineering. Physical, nice. Very fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun. We had talked about, I had talked about, and she humors me about going to some of the European races. I think that honestly, if I lived in Europe now, after especially, okay, I need to preface it by saying after my experience of living in the US, if I lived in Europe, I would go to so many of the European races. Like I would just make it work because you could just drive. Realistically, you could drive anywhere and go to like a bunch of races. Because like compared to like when British and I did GeoGuessr, we like we're trolling around Google Maps and figuring out like how long it takes to drive wherever. Huge lockup. Max finally made a mistake. Let's go.
Just watching the Red Bull.
Huge lockup up the hill.
And there's the hit.
But I would yeah, if we lived in Europe, I would try and go to like a bunch of the European races and just drive them. I think that would be great.
Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
DRS has been disabled. DRS disabled.
Only being an hour from Silverstone is near biggest flags. Isn't Silverstone like kind of out in the middle of nowhere though? Isn't that like a thing? I says, to be honest, you're going for the job where they build the cars, but also go to Grand Prix and help sort the cars out during practice. Yeah, yeah. I feel like if you're gonna like be on an F1 team, like I feel like that's exactly what you want to be doing. Like you want to be the guys who are traveling with the team. At least for me, like doing all that stuff. However, when you turn up in a Mercedes, everyone thinks you support them. Well, that's what you get for owning a Merc, British. That's why I own a Mustang. There's no way to make that confusing to anyone. Although in a couple of years, that might mean people think I support Volvo. It's whatever. Based on travel times, U.S. travel, lost it. U.S. travel time across a single state are crazier than across. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like my experience in like driving across the country of the United States, just apply that to Europe and I could go anywhere. It'd be great. It would be amazing. You got some shit last year from some Red Bull fans for your car. Well, you know, there you go. Your dream car is a Mercedes AMG GT. 100% agree. Love that car. You could get that car in 2 years, even less, with Merc giving deals on the car. Yeah, that would be my like primary like desire, numero uno, is like what kind of deals are we gonna like. What kind of deals are we working out? You don't recommend owning a Merc? You've had nothing but problems? Like what? Mustang, not Mach-E, yes. Although the Mach-E, well, I didn't like it theoretically when it first came out. Grown to kind of enjoy it. I've seen a couple of them, and I don't dislike it as much as I used to. Yeah, you got your 2018 A-Class 180. It's had constant issues, like mechanical issues. I feel like that could just be like a car thing over like a Mercedes specific thing. Fixing cars can be a huge hassle. You're looking at an Audi Q2, but you don't think it won't get stolen from your area. The Mach-E is not. No, it's not. It's really, yeah. Well, that's why I kind of got off on the wrong foot with the Mach-E when they first announced it, just because it was very clearly like, oh, they're just attaching the Mustang name to their electric SUV to like drum up, you know, hype for it, whatever. It is at this point I've kind of gotten over it. It is what it is. I don't know. Clutch failed, electrical failures. He did it again. Ugh. He did it. He actually did it. Who did he take out this time? Another safety car.
Who's that just crashed?
Oh, he's actually like out now. Finally, about time. Jeez. Alright, it's finally catching up to us. We're fine. The Merc cost you around 22k. Wow.
Ignition P0, please. Ignition P0.
Mercedes software limit their acceleration on the road cars. I've seen that. I feel like that's just like, nah, why, you know? 22k. That's a lot. That's a lot. 5.5 hour drive from Chai. There you go. tell you what, I've been debating and thinking. So I have my Mustang, still paying it off, financed, huge deal. Not really. I'm trying to think about what I want to get after that. The problem is I just don't know. I want to get something fun. I just don't know what to get. That's what happens when you're silly and buy the show car. Don't buy the show cars. Never buy the show cars. You know, I wanted a Tesla when I was younger and they like kind of first come out, but honestly, I could kind of leave those at this point. I think there's a lot more interesting fully electric cars. I drove a Polestar. A Polestar 2 specifically over Christmas, like a month and a half ago. Really like that. That was very interesting. You wish you had the money to upgrade right now, only got the Merc because you had inheritance money. Hey, I mean, that is not usually what you spend inheritance money on, you know? Get the flashy new thing. Teslas are very expensive. Here we go again. Yeah, speaking in broad terms, am very fortunate in my day job. So the problem is I want to work into, we don't really have a plan on like having kids or anything, and so I'm saving very aggressively for my next car. The problem is I don't know what to get. My dream car is, I would love to get a McLaren 720, but obviously that's like stupidly expensive, and so I'm trying to like figure out what I would want to get in the meantime. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I've looked at like older like 911s. I've actually Chai mentioned the Mercedes AMG GTs, like looking at like a couple of years old of those. I think that could be pretty interesting. I do like those. You have to find a good one, obviously. There's a Merc dealership, a new Merc dealership here that I think would probably be able to help out. Oh yeah. So I would love a 720S Spider, just because I'm just in love with the idea of a convertible supercar. But if I got a 720S coupe, I'd be vibing. I definitely wouldn't be too disappointed, to say the least. Maybe we might have screwed Seb here a little bit. And so it's like, to work up to getting a $300,000 car. Yeah, no, see, that's exactly it. It's like I'd be vibing in any of them, to be honest. That's like, it's like the dream. And so it's like you kind of have to work up to it. And since, I mean, we both have a car, so in theory, we would have one like daily driver that we would share, and then one weekend car, which would be the Porsche, McLaren, whatever it would end up being. And so like kind of work up that way. The problem is it's like I don't know what to get next. I'm honestly I'm leaning either towards, there's a Porsche dealership around here, and there is that new Mercedes dealership, and so I might look, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards those. You don't even have a car yet, not even got your license. Oh, that's kind of a big it's kind of a big thing. Kind of need those. Swap your Merc for a 15-year-old Bentley. You know, I've thought about that too. I also would, I love the idea of like older cars as well, and so I would be super down for something like that as well. If I draw you a 15-year-old Ben, can I have your Merc? See, and that's kind of I'm leaning towards the Porsche because I think that they historically have held their value a lot more, which is kind of what you need when you're trying to move up the car chain like that. And so I think that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. But honestly, I would love to look at an AMG GT just cause he does need it for the work. That is not wrong. So yeah, probably, I don't know. I'll hopefully still be streaming in a couple of years. That'd be a lot of fun. You know, okay, so I actually have had some serious thought about getting an F-Type and like looking at like an F-Type SVR, and picking one of those things up. That would be fun. I have actually thought about that. I think that would be very interesting. So yeah, a Jag would be a lot of fun. So in my head, I'm imagining like whatever I would get next, like either the Porsche, the Merc, the Jag, whatever it would be. And then from there, I want to look at. I've been looking at like 570S's, and like those are kind of around. Again, we're just throwing out numbers as if it doesn't mean anything. They're around 140 to 160, depending on mileage and all that stuff. I think that's kind of like the first big jump I want to make. I tell you what, I've also looked at the McLaren GTs, which honestly aren't holding their value as much as they probably wish they did. And so that's also like a possibility. I've definitely thought about a McLaren GT. I saw, what was it? You just got an F-Pace as the company car. So we're not huge fans of SUVs is the problem. I know they make some really good SUVs, but I'm just not as much of an SUV fan, you know. And yeah, the GT kind of did flop a little bit. I think it was a decent idea on paper. I just don't know if it was like they just didn't execute it very well, or it just didn't really fit exactly what the market they were trying to hit wanted or something. But I mean, you can get them for like pretty cheap with not a whole lot of miles on them. So I figured, you know, it's kind of a not too bad of an idea. Yeah, I don't know why Lewis pitted there. Going for fastest lap, maybe? I don't know. Try's the only one paying attention to this race, by the way. He's the only one actively paying attention. He's go here. We'll give Try what he wants to see. Hold on. There you go. Got a couple of lap battle. Honestly, it's so clean. You just wish to live to work so you could look outside and see it there 24/7. That's totally fair. I know like there are some good SUVs out there. I don't know, it's saying something too, because like I'm a taller, bigger guy, and so I feel like I should be like into the idea of SUVs, but it's just like they just don't excite me that much. It just doesn't do it for me, you know. There you go. Lewis makes the move, but Charles is gonna have DRS. He's gonna fly by. So it's like I never really understood like Range Rover hype or like any of that stuff. You know, it's funny, the one SUV that I've always kind of been like half curious about is the DBX, like the 007 version specifically. And so like that's always been like the one SUV, but it's also like universally kind of one of those SUVs that just no one really pays attention to or really like has decent things to say. See, I don't know what it is about Range Rovers. I think it's probably just because I have zero experience for Range Rovers, like just in general. It's like I just have no idea. It's just like I don't know, man. That to the point where I'm like, See, yeah, it is because it's an Aston Martin, 100%. I have zero like knowledge or basis for renowned for being shit. Yeah, you know what? Growing up and watching Top Gear, it made me want an Aston Martin so bad. Even to the point now where I'm like, maybe I just get into an Aston Martin for a year, just cause. Yeah, I know they suffer a lot of failures. There you go. Shai gets his dream.
Lewis Hamilton with the win today.
Strategy was good.
He was ready. He was ready. Hold on, I got you. I got you. Hold on. At the start of the season, the winning dream seemed impossible. At the end of the season, the winning dream seemed inevitable. As he comes across the final corner, Lewis Hamilton wins the US Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc comes home second. Zhou Guan Yu comes home P3. Not a bad finish from the lad. You want a red card? I'll look into it. We need more subs. I need more emote slots. So, you know, get more of your friends to come here and follow and sub and all that stuff, and maybe we'll get some more emote slots. Maybe you'll get a red card, you know? Hey, track limits are very sus in this. Seb gets a dev point. Let's go. Get rid of the Mog and give you a red card. I feel I actually might have more follower slots. I have to look into that. Honestly, I might need to find that a bigger blown up version of that yellow card you use, and I can just turn the yellow card red and just use that. Seb has a dev point. All right, Seb, cornering, done, simple, short, sweet, to the point. Difficult race, yeah, I'd say so. Max like destroyed everything. Our memorabilia room refurb is complete. Our tour center refurb is complete. Our weather center refurb is complete. Race prep. I like how I'm just not even paying attention to these anymore. I'm literally just clicking buttons. To the race weekend. You need a clip of that commentary? You can probably find it. Where's my
Music is in the air this weekend.
Where's my book?
Mariachi will be
So
hearing
Chai, if you would like to join, I will get this and I will probably put it in the Discord afterwards.
Heart of Mexico City at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
Today, the 3rd. Am I crazy?
This is an exhilarating
It is the third.
circuit on the Formula One calendar. We'll be sure to see plenty of battles and overtaking this weekend, especially with the help of not one, not two, but 3 DRS zones. This is it. We're down
you'd like
to
to
the
join,
last few races of the season, and it's time
yeah, I
for
know.
that final push. Who will be
I will
crowned
100% be
champion
posting
of
that on the
Everett
socials, by the way. It's a good
We'll
clip.
find out soon enough. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Say the thing about you being in charge. You know, I was thinking about it because I do have to pee. So you probably will be in charge here in a minute. Probably the start of the race, just because we sim pretty much literally everything else. That's fine. Get your auto predict ready because it's gonna be coming. Seb, we need to take a grid penalty soon. We'll probably be taking a grid penalty this time for both the gearbox and an engine. Probably just get that grid penalty out of the way. You guys can fight for it. I mean, usually it's just British here, so British is the default.
Welcome back to
So it's been a minute since they've been here, but oh my god, everyone's taking a grid penalty. Oh my god, look at that. Amazing. Oh, he says he can have it. All right, British, it's fine. It's fine. He said you can have it. Don't even worry about it. Oh, he has a 3-place grid penalty. Lit. That means he doesn't get new stuff. Yeah, fly over here, and then we'll have at it. I'll have at thee. And so they say. New engine. This is why we save up all our money all year. This is why we have $50 million+ so we can take grid penalties without even thinking about it. Perfect. Start. Yes, grid. Yes, so penalties we're fine. Everyone's taking penalties. It's totally cool. Hey, you're 6'7"? I'm 6'7". But actually, nice. High five. Oh,
the time has come for these
I am
drivers
actually
to fight it
6'7",
out.
so that's tough. I take my high five back. I tell you what though, I had so much fun in 2018. We went to Amsterdam. That place was lit just for the pure fact that it's apparent. I learned that the Netherlands is the tallest country, on average, the tallest country in the world. I very much enjoyed that. Senel, welcome in. So, Senel, been a minute. We're taking a brief hiatus from Haas so that the YouTube can catch up. We just put up round 17, I think, today. So we have a couple of more episodes to go up on YouTube. Then we'll go back to doing Haas stuff. So in the meantime, we're doing a Red Bull save where we resurrect Seb's career. All right, have I back. There you go. All right, British, here's your moment. Regale them. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, fill up my water. You're gonna be in charge. No, so we didn't go to Rotterdam. I was so upset. We were planning on it, but we just got wiped out by jet lag so hard that we actually didn't make it to Rotterdam. I'm so upset. We really meant to. We had like the whole trip planned out, and we just ended up just not going.
We're about to find out.
Yeah. Relax. Oh, look at that. Haas on the front row.
And it's lights out.
Haas on the front row.
And
Kevin
away we
Magnussen
go.
on the front row. This should be celebrated. And Max Verstappen's in the lead. All right, I'm going now. No, we'll be back.
Alpine just
British
advanced.
already blew his load because I didn't leave when I said I was going to.
DRS enabled. All right, what'd I miss? I just see I'm banned from the chat now. Oh, that's tough. Oh, you hate to see that. Yo, bringing out the bin emote. The bin emote is legitimately my favorite emote that I made.
Gained a place.
Very sorry for the actions that led me to this awful decision. Take full responsibility for the consequences of actions. Fair.
Red Bull moved up.
Nothing. All right. So to ruin the illusion, so I'm in my downstairs office. I literally have a bathroom right there, literally. Yeah, Rotterdam is literally like 40 minutes away from Amsterdam. So when we went, it rained literally like the whole time, and we got destroyed by jet lag. And so we regretted it as soon as we left, but we just never made it. We never made it over there. We were talking about I was talking about how I made a trip to Amsterdam in 2018 because we were talking about heights, and I learned that the Netherlands is on average the country in the world. And so I was saying that we made the trip over to Amsterdam, and so that's where that came from. Oh yeah, you know, we can resurrect some old conversations here. I'll never say no. Anyone and everyone can come in here and chat however they like, obviously. I'll talk about anything, man. No, it's all good. All good. Oh, Stream Element said it. Drink some water. I'm definitely hydrated thanks to British dropping like 12 hydrate channel rewards earlier.
We've just had a spin.
Rotterdam's your home city. Yeah, I feel like you'd mentioned that before, right? You know, we actually were talking about like we need to get back over there. You want to ask me a very serious question? All right, ask me a very serious question, and then I might give you a very serious answer. Hey, remember 3 weeks ago when we were talking about this guy messing with the Wi-Fi? Did she then mess with the Wi-Fi since? No. Oh Lord, we're gonna do this. We're gonna talk about Abu Dhabi 2021. Give me a second on that. Give me a second on that. I do have thoughts. I do have thoughts. I do have thoughts on it. I do have thoughts. 3 weeks ago when we were talking about messing with the Wi-Fi. So I never figured out what was going on with the internet that day. It just OBS just randomly decided it just didn't want to be connected to the internet anymore. And it just kind of I don't really know how that happened. Alright, Max, box for medium, sure.
No DRS. No DRS.
Was that a crash? Multiple cars, I think.
Who done it? Sonoda's out. Rip. I says, remember, he's a Lewis superfan, so your words may hurt. British is trying to distract by filling the chat with emotes only. Here we go. Oh, is that not it anymore? Is it? Is it? Oh, can I not do emote only on that side? Oh, god damn it. Come on. I feel like that's like the first time some of the only time that some of the tires needs the tire emotes come out, it's when British is trying to distract. You think the best option there should have been a red flag. So here, all right, we're gonna do it. Here are my, as a wasn't there when it happened, only thing I heard was after the fact. Abu Dhabi 2021. 1. Checo earned his title of the Mexican Minister of Defense because what he did to slow Lewis up was absolutely absurd. 2. Lewis Hamilton dominated Abu Dhabi 2021 far and away over every single other driver on the grid in that race.
Someone spun out.
3. Speaking entirely on just what happened in Abu Dhabi 2021, not over the course of the season. I wasn't there. I have no stakes on anything else that happened. Mercedes.
Safety car is in this lap.
I'm going to do this in steps. Mercedes made a mistake in not pitting Lewis for fresh tires. But the not pitting for fresh tires was because there wasn't enough laps remaining that the race should have restarted the way it did. Lewis Hamilton deserved to win Abu Dhabi 2021 and therefore the championship, his 8th championship. The way it was handled by race director Michael Massey was wrong. And the reason people are upset about it is because it wasn't in how the rules were supposed to be enforced. I think both of them deserved
is enabled.
The success they had that season. I think Lewis was robbed of his 8th world championship in Abu Dhabi 2021. That's my official stance
Red Bull moved up.
on Abu Dhabi 2021. That's not to say that Max didn't put up a great fight, and that's why I also preface saying Mercedes ultimately made the mistake for not pitting Lewis for fresh tires anyway on the way that they handled the lapped cars situation was wrong and should not and is not how it's supposed to be handled in the rules of safety in Formula One. You see this because of the result of Monza 2022, where the rules were enforced the way they were supposed to be. And then that started the whole conversation up again. whether or not someone deserved to win the championship, they both deserved to win the championship. But the way the race played out in its own bubble, Lewis was robbed. He kept people safe as newer race directors and capable doing that. True. Like Massey, he made one poor choice, basically had his life turned to hell. Yeah, I see. That's the thing. I think
there's been
in a moment he got pressured into creating a situation which was going to basically be a lose-lose for him, no matter what. If he had applied the rules as written, people would have been mad. But it's like Monza this year. Like, nobody's still mad about it because they did it as they did it as the rules are written. So it's a whole thing. So watching this year and then looking back at last year, where you could all of a sudden you could see the conversations with the race directors, I was like, that would have been so cool. I would love to see that still, but they took that away and it's dumb. Imagine like coaches are talking to referee. So actually, speaking of that, college basketball, my other true love, started doing a thing where both coaches had mics, live mics, and some of the refs had live mics. That's been super interesting to watch. That's an entirely tangent. Yeah, we can stop talking about the 2021 stuff, but that's my official stance on it. Max deserved it just based on the season. Lewis deserved the championship in the end the most because of how Abu Dhabi went. That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. But yes, had Lewis also pit the same thing happened, he wouldn't have been robbed. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like Merck made a mistake not pitting him because of the way they thought the rules would be enforced. At the same time, Red Bull did just because they had to do something, and that's why it ended up happening the way it did. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. We don't have to get into it. But that's my thoughts on Abu Dhabi 2021. If I had watched the whole season, maybe I would have thought differently. Who knows? But looking at Abu Dhabi 2021 as at that point unbiased observer, I think Lewis was robbed. Yeah, we'll drop. Yeah, we'll drop we'll drop the AD 2021 thing. It's a weird, like, the most exciting like mark in the sports history in like probably a long time, but at the same time, like, it's so divisive that we just like we don't gotta worry about it, you know. We don't need to. It's a very divisive.
Here's the replay.
Washed in the bin. Max Verstappen in the bin.
That looked like a very nasty spin.
It's crazy. I remember like people trying to come up with like comparisons to, like, American sports, and it's just like, nah. Let's talk about Ferrari destroying their lead instead. Yo, we could talk about Ferrari blunders literally all day. Watching Ferrari implode upon themselves this season has probably been one of the most fascinating things in history, just because, like, how do you mess it up that bad? I think, what was everyone's favorite Ferrari mess up from the 2022 season? I have mine. I'm curious to see what everyone else says. Monaco's a good one. Monaco is a very good one. Safety car. Virtual safety car. Okay, Hungary is mine. Hungary was my favorite Ferrari mistake of the season. Brazil quali was also a thing. Brazil quali was wild, just in general. We can talk about that one next. Silverstone was also another one, which was a fascinating one. Hungary was my favorite because both Alpines go to the hard tires super early on in the race, and it becomes very obvious they're not gonna work. Like, they're the worst tire to go onto, and then Ferrari immediately are like, ha ha, bet. Ha. You know what though? I think we can make it work. Ha ha. And then they do, and then it obviously doesn't work because the hard tires were horrific.
DRS has been disabled. DRS disabled.
It was just like the fact that they're like, ha, we can make it work, Lamau. And then it didn't, and then it was wild. The Silverstone one was like the craziest one, because not only did they fail to swap cars when they should have, in terms of pace with Lewis catching, they also just didn't box Charles under the safety car for like no reason. And then afterwards they were like, all right, Carlos, we need you to protect your teammate, which we screwed over at all costs. And Carlos was like, no, don't do that.
DRS enabled.
They're like, nah, we ain't gonna do that, Chief. And then he went on to win. Oh my god, yeah, the cooldown room of when they were like, did they go to hards? And then Max Lewis was like, yeah. It was like, ah. And they were like, those the hards? And they were like, yeah, yeah, they went to hards. Ooh, yeah, that was the Hungary was. Whew. Yeah, Max even did a quick 360 to see if Charles was actually on hards.
Red Bull gained a place.
Oh, Hungary was a hot mess. Ugh. I saw someone say Spain. What happened in Spain? Spain literally is like one of the few one of the races after Miami I didn't watch. So someone hit me with that. I heard a lot of people. What engine failure? Ah, okay. So not exactly like. Not exactly a mistake. It's just an engine blew up. I guess that's fair. Very similar to Austria. Dude, I felt so bad for Carlos in Austria. Yes, Baku was another one. Double engine failure. Within like 10 or whatever, however many laps. Baku was a horrific result for all Ferrari. Yeah, for like Ferrari power units. Baku was just a no-go. I felt so bad for Carlos in Austria at the Red Bull Ring because he was like catching Max, and it was like a very good possibility of like a Ferrari 1-2, and then his car literally catches on fire. There's a new Netflix series about a murder investigation. Have you seen it? It's about Ferrari killing Leclerc's last crumbling. Dude, the memes at the end of the season where you would like watch like the championship points lead, like the calendar of like where you can see him at the beginning of the season after Bahrain, where he's like all happy and all that stuff, to the end of the season where it's just like all despair has just like destroyed himself. And it's just like, oh my guy. There was only one Ferrari power car. Yeah, I think so too. I think like most of the Ferrari power unit cars, like, dude, the scream in France was crazy too. Whereas like he thought his mic was off, and like, bro, yeah, that was the moment where you're like, all right, this one's kind of over. France was a bad one, especially when is France? France is after. When is France? France is. Can't remember. Is France after Silverstone? Is France after Britain? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know the calendar off the top of my head. But it was like he needed a good result again, and like just did that and was out, and it's just like, oh no. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, there's a spin.
2 Ferrari engines finished Baku, Mick and Bottas. Ugh, woof. Da 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 da. So France is after Austria. Right. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was after the Red Bull Ring or not. Yeah, so France was crazy because like if you could string a couple of good races back to back, like you could see like Ferrari like kind of making a push, but then that mistake happens and it's just like you could just feel all the momentum Ferrari had just like bop. Can we talk about the fact Vegas has stole Brazil's co-win race? Yes! Yes, I will take. Honestly, it feels like money, just money. That's all there really is money.
Mercedes moved up a place.
But also, it really kind of makes sense, especially since the race is going to happen at midnight in the desert. Like that's kind of like one of the few times of year in Vegas where you can have a race in Vegas and it not be a bajillion degrees. They say, yeah. I mean, the first episode of Drive to Survive is literally Cash is King.
Gained a place.
I would be totally happy with Brazil being the final race of the season. I think that would be lovely. I would be all for it. Brazil this year was so much fun. With George getting his first win, which was super exciting. If Lewis didn't have damage though, I would have loved to see Lewis battling with George at the end of Brazil. Yeah, Abu Dhabi is good. They got a lot of money over there. You think you need 2 races in Bahrain, the inner circle? Yeah, I do. Bahrain and Sakir. Yeah, if he didn't have the floor damage, I remember reading like the thing afterwards, which was like they weren't even sure if he was gonna, or was it George, where it's like he had like the water pump leak or whatever. Oh, hey Max, I should probably pit you, huh?
Yeah, understood.
Actually, we could probably go to soft. Relax. Dude, I cannot drive. He locked up.
We can take a look now.
Are
And
you-
here we see Max Verstappen.
Are you on your old tires?
They've locked up, but that
Those
could
are
have
new
been
tires?
much worse.
You just locked up on your new. Oh, I hate you. He's locked up on your new tires, you fool. I cannot drive Bahrain on F122. I cannot drive Bahrain. Bahrain is a good circuit to watch, but I cannot drive it, dude. I cannot. You always remove Bahrain and Jeddah and start in Melbourne. Yeah, I think starting in Australia would be fun. You have a league race there on Wednesday. Good luck. I think Australia is a fun one. I think it also makes sense to get that one out of the way. Not like get it out of the way, but like start there so you don't have to like end up there a couple of rounds in. You guys making me want to play F122. We might play F122 on Monday. That could be fun. Need to get better.
Oh, we've had a spin.
Gross. Might be 20. Woof. That's so shit. Jeddah is a weird circuit to me. Okay, I was gonna say you can always have the same answer to every question when it comes to why F1 makes certain decisions.
Red Bull moved up.
Oh, now when you say you Google it, now you're making me think that you're not actually speaking facts. Yeah, reality check today, expecting to see a different live. Oh, dude, Senel, we were talking about that earlier. These two geniuses over here actually watched the whole like hour-long presentation. It's fun for the crashes, but the races are bad. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I was the smart one and decided to wait and see the actual reveal before deciding if I oh, Senel, no. I waited until the whole thing was over, and then if it looked interesting, then I might have gone back and skimmed through it. Like as soon as they showed the entire internet was it's the same. I responded to like so many like posts of it. They were like, what are your thoughts on the new livery? And I was like, what? My favorite one was like, what thoughts are we supposed to have? It's exactly the same thing. Like nothing is new. There's like might be like small tiny differences. Check in the Discord. Jeddah to open F1 calendar in the Google box. It will once again be round 2 in 2023, but it has been revealed that Jeddah is set to play host to the opening race of the season in 2024. He seems to be speaking facts. You do seem to be spitting hot facts.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed.
Even Max couldn't think of it. He went, well, we've had the same livery for quite a few seasons. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know there was a bunch of people. The only livery I would have been actually excited for was that they brought back a white livery for this year. I think that would have been great. Yeah, it was legit. I'm pretty sure it was probably just the RB18. Not even gonna lie, it probably was. Watching the presentation is a waste of time. No one shows new cars, just livery. Well, yeah, I think that's probably the better way to put it. I remember Haas was like the only team to be like, new livery reveal, blah blah blah. And so, like, it's barely like the new car. It's actually just the livery. Yeah, there's no way that was the RB19. 2016 a little bit more than a few seasons. 2016 is a lot of more than a few seasons. I did see that they are going to do fan-made livery for the American GP. That was very interesting. That Williams has Will Buxton. Uh-oh. Just a big just across the car. Uh-oh. It's going to be like 5 hours long. Fair.
P4.
Otherwise, Max got P3 though, in case anyone didn't notice. Dude, we keep bringing up Williams. I'm so excited. I need to see Williams drop the hottest livery of the entire season of everyone. I need to see it. Also, I need to spit some facts and represent a little bit as the local American in the room, or at least one of them. The one with the microphone. We can say that. What do we think about Logan Sargent in the Williams? Your friend has seen the Williams car? They said it was all right, but not the best. No, don't say that. I'm gonna start calling caps. We'll be the judge of that. We'll be the judge of that. We'll see. We'll see. All right, hold on. I gotta do the thing. Final 2 rounds. Obviously, I've done zero like talking about these races. It's been extremely boring. Not a whole lot has really happened. We have lost pace to the Ferraris though, so that is interesting. His adaptability is going to be 100 soon. It's going to be lit. Continue. Research complete. You like Logan? You think he's going to be very similar to Joe? I'm super okay with that. You promise on your life and you're an F1, just seeing a lot of them just have jobs, and yeah, no, I believe that. We have been working overtime, you're right. It's been crazy. Let's do more research, more side pods, research. Let's go. Dude, we're gonna be flying. Dude, our engine cooling is gonna be top tier. Dude, our components are gonna last forever just because we're gonna be so cool all the time. Continuing, Team Hub refurb completes. More research completes. Thought I had whatever. Development, new, research, suspension, go! Brake cooling, yes sir. Our brakes are gonna be ice cold, Arctic temperatures at this rate. Beautiful, beautiful. Bop, race prep, go to race prep, targets, bang, bang. Finish, fastest lap, you got it, chief. Race weekend to Brazil, let's go.
The carnival atmosphere has
That says F1 so easy, all you gotta do is just upgrade underfloor constantly. Your top team's true. Welcome to my Haas save. So just wants to see Haas perform in the top at least 5th and 6th most of the time. Dude, I'm so down for that. I would love to see Haas be a consistent midfield team. I'm here for it. Good job. Dude, Haas F1 team and F1 Manager 22 is in very capable hands. No, I am not thirsty, I promise. Whatever, let's just go. So. No, stop. Try. So, the point of the series started with taking Red Bull and trying to subterfuge them into the dirt. And then we'd made the decision to get Sebastian Vettel onto the team, and now it's kind of turned into a sabotage Red Bull, but at the same time try and make Seb the go-to driver of all time. And so it's kind of been an up and down kind of thing. You know, we're not really upgrading the car. We're focused entirely on cooling because cooling is very important. Obviously, it's very important. So look at that. Both Ferraris are now consistently faster than us. Seb out in Q2. Fascinating. Yeah, I have the saturation turned up. I like the fact that it's a little more colorful. I feel like the game is a little too gray normally. I'm working on it. All right, here we go. Ready? Hey, it's gonna be a wet race around Interlagos. Oh God, there. I took big, huge honking gulps, my guy. Is this literally just gonna be inters, just like all the way through? Sure what it feels like. Or, oh, didn't click it. Oh, sorry. Enters. Sure. To the race we got.
The drivers are now
You need a little bit of headache because your eyes are so sensitive to colors. Yeah, I try. Yeah, I totally get it. I just feel like the game is kind of. Oh, that was crazy. Kind of gray.
They're up in third position.
Turning brightness down too will also do it.
Tantalizingly close to pole. And here's the second Red Bull driver.
Dude, my thing with F1 Manager is if you're just like
here at the Sao Paulo
hanging out, just like chatting, it's one of the things. But like, it's not a game I want to sit down and like focus 100% on,
and away we go.
And just like hardcore play. You're Williams and got them dominating. Nice.
Red Bull gained a place.
Second job. Yeah.
I think someone's run wide.
Oh, the track is now what? What in the world? Oh right. Hey, remember when our weather center is on literally the minimum?
DRS now active.
Guys, DRS is enabled.
Is that a lockup?
Made a little add on your phone for the new driver 2024. Nice. You want to install it? Didn't think it would make a decent streamer for it and playing on your own is boring. Dude, these inters are lit. Honestly, I think F1 Manager is made for exactly this situation where we're literally just here shooting the shit. And it's just kind of happening in the background. Unless they're going to do what I do with my Haas series where I kind of try and make it a little more like, oh no, Seb! Where I try and make it a little more realistic, that kind of thing. The Seb train. Oh, Seb's got a pedal. Oof. That's rough. How wet is it gonna be wet for like forever? Getting onto wets might be the move. Getting onto the wets might be the move. We're gonna leave Seb on the inters. We're gonna experiment. So here are my top two dreams for
a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
For F1 Manager 23. 1, online co-op. I am so down to start a league. If you could start a league, I'm in, bro. I am in. All right. Inters is not the move.
Alpha Tower, he gained a place.
Yeah, this game is great foundation. Yes. Imagine a 10-person league where everyone gets their own team. Imagine. It would be incredible. They said, yeah, they have said nothing. That is like my biggest dream for the next game. Online multiplayer. Online leagues, I'm so in. I'm so in. Bro, I would start one so fast. It would be amazing.
For Mercedes.
Yeah, literally, like, do that. Like, get a group of people together, stream it at the same time, do all that stuff. I'm in. I'm so in. It would be incredible. You could do like 2-player same team co-op. You could do a full however many league co-op. You could do like just anything. One race, like imagine just like one races where like one race head to heads. Where like each of you take a team and then blah 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 whatever. Oh yeah. British already talking smack and we're not even there. Yeah, 10 people would be a lot. I feel like it would be it would probably be more of a 10 people, not necessarily like all in the same room kind of thing. Dibs on Haas, obviously.
I think there's been a lockup.
Two, I think like 5 I think might be like a good, like perfect amount. You can get enough people to cover half the grid. Not too many people to talk over each other all the time. I think you can make it work. Like you have a manager. Dude, I also would love that as well. Where you could have a manager, like on the same team, you could have a manager, technical chief, strategist, all that stuff. Shotgun strategist. Yeah, I'm so excited for the next game. If they come out and drop a fire F1 Manager 23, dude, I'm in for life. I'm in. Shotgun managing. Well, British has been our chief strategist. I mean, if you're literally going to be building a car in real life, we could probably use a head engineer.
I think we've had a car run wide.
Oh, it enters literally the rest of the way, by the way. So like it's all this like this little thing. What? Sorry, huh? Sorry, what did I say? I was too focused on the fact that we were running on full wets and like 2mm water. Well, honestly, who knows? We'll have to figure it out. Honestly, we need to figure out what what things they're even gonna do. You formally resign? No, I don't accept. That's too bad. You can't make me drink 8 times the amount of water in one sip and then just resign. I'm emailing the people who made. Dude, I'm in their Discord. I don't know if they've said anything. I kind of haven't been paying attention. I need to. I want them to figure out. I want them to start putting more information.
Is that a lockup?
Let's see. What's the most recent update they have? Oh, it's just from December 15th. Small patch. That's it. My pay does not equal goated. That's true. British, and I guess now Chai technically. They both have it backwards, where they pay me to be on the team. Not sure that's how that's supposed to work, but I guess their Discord doesn't really have anything fancy. Imagine my team on F1 Manager. That would be super interesting. You pay me. Yeah, maybe that's real life. This isn't real life though. That's the problem. I know. I need Frontier to start. I need them to start putting out like teasers and like new things that they're gonna do in the next game, so people can start getting excited. Because I'm already excited, And if they don't have all of these things, I'm gonna be sad. Do you want a good car? No. He's seniority, don't ask for pay other and therefore I'm better than China. Not asking for pay is definitely a big thing. British also stop.
Moved up.
Stop. Stop. How do you, okay, never mind. I was about to ask how you have so many channel points, but you just have a lot of channel points. That's how that goes. Oh, I don't know why that, just seeing you say you build a championship car. Okay, I said I was gonna come back to Mercedes when I was going down the like the things I'm looking forward to seeing for each team. I'm fascinated to see Mercedes with a full year of the new regulation, the new cars under their belts, because as much as people want to say that Red Bull's gonna run away with it going forward, like Mercedes won 8 constructors championships in a row. Like, you don't do that on accident, and so I'm fascinated to see how this season goes for Mercedes, because I think they're going to catch up and surpass Ferrari pretty easily, and it'll be very interesting to see with the limitations in wind tunnel time for Red Bull, to see how much that actually plays a part and how much Mercedes actually like catches up. Honestly, the hydrate thing's great. I usually am pretty good about drinking water, but when I stream, especially tonight when I'm talking so much, drinking extra water probably isn't that bad. You turn Williams, McLaren, Alfa Romeo, and Aston into champions, all different drivers. You're the guy. Yeah, but you're also the guy who will fire drivers for not making Q3 once. But yeah, Mercedes does exactly what they're doing. I'm so fascinated. This season's gonna be so much fun. I cannot wait. Kevin Magnussen in the bin, by the way.
Sounds like a spin.
McLaren and Williams over Red Bull and Mercedes. I don't know if that's actually facts if we're talking real life. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, Mick. Maybe we bring Mick in. Mick and Seb, Red Bull forever. The car is made for Q3, not Q2. That's probably a bit fair. Probably not too wrong. The rain has stopped. Oh. It's gonna be dry in 9 minutes. The race will be over by then. They'll be throwing while driving your cars. True. Their title of 2:15:23. We're going all in. Let me know they're calling. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone who is like writing off Mercedes, like going into the future. It's just like you don't win 8 constructors championships in a row by not knowing what they're doing. I think their problem with 22 is that they just really messed up with the chassis, and like it's so hard to recover from that. I feel like, you know, I feel like you just don't recover from 22. Toto did say everyone will have a target on their backs. Yeah, looking at that after the fact, they're like, all right, that is a bit much. But giving them a whole off season and a full season to gather data and all that stuff is going to be fascinating. Also, I'll point out that we haven't really been paying attention to like the constructors or drivers standings in this, just because our goal is to run Red Bull and Max into the dirt. He is only 4 points ahead of Charles going into Abu Dhabi. 2022 was to improve racing and bring teams closer. Yet less teams won in 22 and 21. Yeah, 100% agree. But then like towards the end of the season, they had all those quotes about being like, you know, the goal is to do it over the long term. Like it was never like guaranteed to happen year one, blah, 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 like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Which I always found funny because just like, that's not what you actually are supposed to do. Hey, yo, that was fast. That's fine. Abu Dhabi, last round of the season coming up. Hey yo. Yeah, what? Only Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull won a race. But also, wasn't 2021 like the year where Esteban Ocon won a race? So, oh dude, it's been so bad. So, speaking of the, yes, and Daniel, you're right. So we got new neighbors across from us, and like 2 doors down, they have 2 dogs. And they just like leave their like upstairs patio door open so the dogs will come in and out. That dog hangs out on the bottom floor and they'll just bark back and forth at each other 100 times a day. It's so bad. Like it's so bad. Lando should have won Monza. Should he? I guess we'll never know.
With FP3
Daniel
all
definitely was
finished,
a
it's
big
time
letdown
to move
at
on to
McLaren.
qualifying. We've already seen
He was
a lot of
quicker
excitement
than everyone
building
told him
since
to remain
Formula
behind.
One
Yeah.
arrived in town,
Yeet
and
both of them?
today's
I wish I
qualifying
could.
is sure to be
I
no
think they should bring back
stretch.
Latifi. Bring back
Success may
the
stem
GOAT
from a
TV.
well-prepared
The GOAT TV needs to be on the grid. I think my favorite Latifi quote, like towards the end of the season when they were when like everyone else who was leaving the grid was talking about like their plans to like get back on the grid. He made no effort to be like, oh my goal is to get back on the grid. He was just like, nah, I'm good. I think that ship is kind of sailed, so we'll just leave that one alone, you know. He just didn't bring it up at all. Get rid of Yuki and Stroll for Kimi and Seb. You guys really think Kimi would come back? Hey, yo, both Mercedes and Fernando Alonso are in what the world? What is this qualifying? Sebastian Vettel out qualifies Max Verstappen in the bin.
The time
Seb
has
did
come
say
to
it's not
fight it
impossible
out.
for him to return.
It's racing.
It's true. And yeah, so he definitely knows he's not good enough. I think he accepted that long ago. All right, we're gonna put Max on the 1 stop, and we're gonna put Seb on the 2 stop. Pretty simple.
It looks like clear weather tonight for this race.
I think
with the drivers.
Seb might be lured away
Anything could happen.
potentially with
It's the
Audi
Abu Dhabi
coming back.
Grand Prix.
I think that's everyone's like leading theory. Everyone could beat the drivers returning with Tom Brady retiring.
And
Yeah, that's very
away
true.
we go.
He said he enjoys the hobby and was at a fair amount of races. Hey, that's fair. I think it'd be fun. Albon comes in, outdrives Latifi. Russell did that for years now. Nick DeVries, yo, dude, Monza with Nick DeVries getting like
Ferrari advance the race position.
like a practice session of 3 qualifying sessions, and then immediately scores points and outscores Latifi immediately. Woof. Albon is pretty good. I was happy to see Albon kind of drag that Williams as far as he did this year. Yeah, Albon did pretty good. Pretty good this year. Albon has better tire control than Perez. Interesting. Hot takes getting thrown around in here. Hot takes. I think Albon in the Williams again is going to be very interesting. If he can continue to drag that Williams up, I think that'll be that's like best case scenario for Williams, to have a driver like Albon who could potentially find some like a younger driver, potentially find some consistency, get like overperform the car, use that to like. Remember Albon did the whole race on 1 set, stopped on the last lap. That's impressive.
Red Bull gained a place.
That's absurd, even. Which race was this? Australia? To be fair, I didn't watch Australia live, but... My goodness, man. Results. Was a beautiful drive. Dude, I'm gonna have to like... Alex Albon, P10.
Someone spun out.
Pit stop summary. Lance Stroll, 2 stops on. Wait, Lance stopped on lap 3 and on lap 4 in the mud. Nicholas GoTV on lap 13. Mick stopped on lap 14. Esteban on lap 17. Max on lap 18. Alex Albon on lap 57 makes 1 stop. That's incredible. Wow. That's absurd. He started P20, got P10, woof. They had a safety car and pit the wrong tires for Stroll. Ah, I see. I see. That, That would do it. That would do it. I just realized the music's been off for like at least a little bit. Again, still not paying attention to the race. All good though. You did 6 a.m. with some mistake. So we drove drive. You did 50 plus laps on hards. Pit on the last lap. Wow. Didn't even take a second to wake up. Heard the alarm on the win straight. Nice. Yeah, any race is not in Europe can take for a stupid time. Dude, don't talk to me about times here in America. If China's ahead of the time zone, why didn't they warn America? Jesus, I hate you. They had a safety car for the rest of that. I've seen that joke. It really depends on the person. That's crazy though. 57 laps on hards and pits for 1 lap on soft. That's absurd. I might have to find like the highlights from that race and give that a gander because that sounds crazy. We're all good. We're all good. Should we actually kind of half pay attention to this? I mean, we're kind of just chilling P6 and 7. Red Bull pushed him. Yeah, the Red Bull pushed Alex way too hard, way too fast. This is Abu Dhabi. This is the last round of the season. We're gonna see. At this point, it looks like Leclerc is gonna win the drivers over Max, which is gonna be a dang shame. Quite the shame, even. Quite the shame. Stop paying attention. So basically, after Coda, after the U.S. Grand Prix, you were like, nah. To be fair, I'm pretty sure we've spent the last however many races literally just not paying attention at all. So
It looks like quite a big accident, yeah.
quite a big accident. Okay. Oh, we're talking like safety car. We're talking like
Yellow flags ahead.
Could be.
nah. The difference right now, Max is leading Leclerc by 4 points. What changes do we want to see for the F1 23 game? I would love to see an expanded like story mode. Like with F1 22 being my first F1 game, I would love to see an expanded story mode. An actual good game with no bugs, that's probably fair. For it to not be made by EA, also a pretty solid take, if I had to say so myself. Pretty base take. I think an actual like better story based mode. My team looks good. I don't really know. I don't really have a whole lot of experience with the F1 games, so you know. You bought F1 2010 and 2015 today for £4. Let's go. Yeah. One thing I want to do. Oh, Leclerc crashing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Charles. Oh, the drama. The drama. What's wrong with Leclerc? Oh, that's no front wing. That is no half a front. Ooh, what a... The drama. Look, I guess we can throw this on for Chai. Are they bringing story back? I heard they are bringing back the Devin Butler stuff from 21. So I think I did hear that. Yeah. 21 was decent with a few bugs, minimal EA control. F1 22 full EA, yeah, full of bugs, dude. You're British. What are you saying? You saying you don't like F1 Life, man? Are you saying you're not a fan of F1 Life? What are you talking about? You don't like buying clothes and couches and stuff? Yeah, I want to go back, and one of the things I wanted to do this year for content is to go back to some of the older F1 games and experience those for the first time. I think that could be a fun one. So basically, Codemasters is separated into 2 groups. The people who made F1 2021 are making F1 23, so it'll have a story mode. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, how they're kind of going off on. Oh, good, dude. Everyone needs to stop crashing. What's going on? Who crashed this time? Was it Leclerc again? No, it was Bottas.
I think that was a crash.
It was Bottas. No safety cars, though. Unfortunate. Whether he pays attention to the things you say is nothing. I pay attention to the things you say. We've talked about it before, but we have new people in the chat now. We can talk about it again.
Look like
all
a clean
good.
lap there as well, mate.
Vettel overtaking Alonso. Goated.
Yeah, okay.
You want to see multiple engine choices for career mode and co-op mode? Should also have choice to start a known team. I think that would be super cool. What do you drive? You drive an A-class 180D.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
You're welcome. If the mic wasn't literally attached to the desk, I would drop it. And what will you drive, Sentinel? You'll drive, obviously, your Bugatti Veyron, obviously. I can't remember. That's my fault. I could scroll back for it. Oof. Chai's getting spicy. Mazda C. That's right. We talked about that. You're right. That's my fault. Yes. Little Mazda. Everyone's asking questions. It's so late. I'm tired. What will you drive? Well, you want to get a Mercedes. Your dream car is an AMG GT. Fiat 5, dude. There's an Abarth that lives in the same apartment complex that I live in. It's the tiniest little thing you ever did seen. Tiniest little thing ever. Yeah, but you also don't have a license. That's also very fair. You also. I had a friend who really wanted a Fiat 500. Just because, like, they're little go-karts, basically. Dude, get in a Barth. Just get in a Barth. Those things are little go-karts. So, when I was in high school, I had access to a smart car. Dude, that thing in the winter was amazing, by the way. Taking that thing out on some icy roads, it's a little thing that weighs like 800 pounds, and you just go sliding it around, a little boxy go-kart looking thing. It's amazing.
Alpine just advanced.
Lewis is going for it. We're still like barely like. No, we are exactly halfway now. We are exactly halfway. Smallest car you've driven is the smart, dude. Smart cars are so much fun though. Smart cars are so much fun. They're literally little go-karts. The thing that takes like a second and a half to shift gears. Literally throw that thing on some icy roads, you'll go flying around. It's so much fun. Jesus. Smart cars are so much fun, especially when you can take it, throw a Hayabusa engine in it from a bike. Make it a little demon, dude. These things are so much fun. Let's see what else. All right, new question. What's the worst car you guys can think of? Lewis just can't get it done, man. All right, let's speed this thing up a little bit. British for American. Yeah, all right, relax. All French cars, fair. Just in general, just all French cars. PT Cruiser, dude. PT Cruiser with the flames down the side, dude. Let's go. Yeah, Max is winning the championship. Leclerc has hecka damage, dude. Leclerc has so much damage, guaranteed. Max is gonna win a championship. Oh, safety car. Oh, what a perfect safety car for Seb, by the way. What a lovely time for a safety car. And I guess we should box Max too. For being equitable, we should.
They crashed out.
Oh, Leclerc crashed again. Woof. Apparently the worst car you say is a Peugeot 107 from like 2005. Fair. I should have kept them on hold cars. Your dream car is an RX-8 or 7, dude. A little RX-7, dude. Just go full JDM on it, dude. That would be so cool. And your ex had one and they had to drive it once. So, come on, dude. Let's just go, dude. I tell you what. He just crashed out. He's the cause of the safety car. So if you JDM something correctly, it can be really good. I've seen some really bad JDMs. Honestly, the really bad JDM scene in America is the exact reason why I am not looking for an R35 GTR. Lewis did not pit. Just because like it's so hard to tell like who like tinkered with them, because I love the idea of a GTR, but he's getting flashbacks. Uh-oh. To be fair, there's still 15 laps remaining. Like,
Safety car will be in this lap.
Copy.
here, well,
Are you good to push?
Copy.
we'll leave him on conserve tires and we'll see what happens. I'm a minor chill. Another crash. Who did it? Stroll in the bin? Maybe. Who done it?
Yellow flag in front. Yellow
Who did
flag.
it? Show yourself. Yep, it was Stroll. Get strolled. You done strolled yourself, my guy. You done strolled yourself.
DRS enabled.
That looked like someone just pitted right there. That was weird. New fastest lap.
Purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation changes.
So just lift and coast.
Anyone have any strong feelings towards the Audi R8? Have to crush for So I really liked the idea of an R8, just like in general. We'll try and make it interesting. Oh, Seb flying. Seb flying. Yeah, they are discontinuing it. They are, I think. Yeah. FC trips. Yeah, they are discontinued, but they make really good like used pickups just because they're pretty straightforward and not a whole lot really not a whole lot about it that really could go wrong too much. Yeah, they're discontinuing 23. Yeah, that sounds about right. But I don't know. The problem is every time I've seen one in person, they look like the smallest cars in the world. And like as a bigger guy, it's just like, who crashed this time? Oh no! Oh no!
Yellow flag ahead.
Let's see what happened there. Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one. And that's
Oof.
an off. And a big off.
That's not an off you see generally. Oof. Does he have damage? That's no front wing. You see the other side. Oh no, that's no front wing. Rip. Rip. Unfortunate. That's a shame. I look away for 2 seconds.
DRS.
Okay.
What am I looking at over here?
Is that a lockup?
Let's go.
This is the final lap. Final lap.
That's why. The final lap of the final race of the first season at Red Bull. Max Verstappen is going to win a championship, but my God, Sebastian Vettel is going to win the final race of the year. I swear it. This was going to happen. No one was going to stop it. Rounding the final 2 corners, Sebastian Vettel wins Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
To the checkered flag.
Thank you.
Somehow,
That was amazing today.
Max Verstappen's just so good. Woohoo!
It's a great result.
That's a great result. I feel like that also means we won the constructors, maybe. I can't remember.
We'll take that.
Fascinating.
Bale 84, please, mate.
The fact that Leclerc like crashed out is a whole thing. We'll watch the podium. It's the last one of the year.
Phenomenal work from Red Bull's driver.
From Red Bull's driver.
This podium is a remarkable achievement for the whole team.
You're the only one who doesn't crikey Russell. Eh. You ancient. Alright, relax. Relax.
And the multiple world champion clearly isn't done yet, as once again he triumphs with yet another.
So God, oh,
podium
you sweet summer child. Oh, you absolute baby boy. Max Verstappen wins the Drivers' Championship. Ferrari does win the Constructors, which is fine. Apparently we weren't really even that close. It's a child, can I kick it? Oh, Shorty's over here. God. Our qualifying position, no. We'll happily pay Seb his $1.4 million. I'm 622. Our hospitality refurb is complete. What? That's a bunch of emails. Holy. You won a championship, Max. Good job. You won the drivers. We didn't win the constructors, but we won the drivers. Imagine winning the drivers championship and then the board sends you an email and be like, Lamau, you didn't win the constructors though, so we've lowered our their confidence in us as the team principal. Max got first. Congratulations. We failed our season objective, but like that's fine. Everything went up again. Not exactly attributing to the success of the goal here. Oh no, our pit crew dude, our wing adjustments were almost goated. They probably would. Dude, this is the worst thing that ever happened. We got the hoopy points in here again. We got the shit point system again going into next season. I'm so upset. No point for fastest lap, no point for pole. Only... It's gross. I guess to be fair, we get points down to P8. Gross. Barely been alive for a decade. He's been alive a lot longer than a decade. But not 2 decades, though. Shit, you guys are making me feel old, and I'm 28. Relax. No one needs any of this stuff. Side pods, let's go. Not gonna delete the save also. You guys keep going back and forth. I'm gonna do off-season stuff. Don't you worry. Wind tunnel refurb. I have $70 million, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Our helipad, no. Refurb that boardroom. We need as much as we can do here. Yet to. Sure. Small loan of $70 million. Yo. Cooling, obviously. Communication, obviously. Communication, obviously. Keep going. Dude, I do. Dude, who needs to pay taxes? It was fun to be able to have a laugh when you're like your True. Welcome to the new season. Sponsor obligations, all of them, obviously. Yeah, all these things, it's all exactly the same. Power, dude, do we... Oh, we can't? I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know this was a thing. You literally can't change it when you're Red Bull. If you're Ferrari, can you only have the Ferrari powertrain? I didn't know that was the thing. With Haas, they're like, you can have whatever you want, my guy, you're Haas. That's crazy. All right, I guess we're going for Red Bull powertrains because it's literally where we are. Nice. We went down in some things. Team rosters for next season. Same. Lewis still, like all of these. Joe is now in AlphaTauri. Pierre moved to Alfa Romeo. I feel like that normally happens. These are exactly the same. Gotifi joins Haas. Mick moves to Williams with Yuki, and Checo and Lance is still on Aston Martin. Fascinating. The big one, obviously, the big move is this one. The Gotifi joining Haas hurts my soul. Our ATR period starts today. That's fine. That's gonna do it for the off season. Yeah, I know he always goes to Haas. It's so insane. But 82 days before Bahrain International Circuit Round 1 of Season 2 of the 2023 F1 season. $65.8 million in the bank. It's going to buy us so much cooling. But Season 2 is up next. All right. We're going to leave it off there, I think. Let me make sure I save this. We finished Season 1. Max won a Drivers' Championship. We came second in the Constructors' Championship when we literally didn't, put an upgrade on the car for forever. Give me your bop. Oh, get your bop. Hold on. Dude, tries ADHD's going hard. I gotta get to bed. This has been so much fun. Chai, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, all at the same time as you came in. Or unless if you're on the other side of the pond, it's Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday night. Yes, I'm sorry, okay. It's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for you guys. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. We'll what's the Discord? Here, I got you. There you go. You can hop in there. It's usually just British and I talking shit at each other. in the general chat, but there's plenty in there. We're always open for more people coming and hopping in. You'll get all the go live notifications, all the other stuff. But for now, have a good weekend, you guys. I'm gonna go get some sleep. You guys should absolutely get some sleep because I know for a fact it's stupid early over there. But thanks you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Everyone who came and hung out. I know it's kind of dwindled a little bit, but this was so much fun to the point where we literally didn't pay attention to the last 6 rounds of the season. So yeah, you got I don't understand how you do that, but either way, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. British, enjoy your bop. We'll be back for some more fun. I don't know what we're gonna do on Monday. It'll either be F122 my team or maybe more Red Bull, at least on Monday, and then we'll probably sometime later next week start Haas again, and we'll see the lineup of Pierre and Lando for the first time. But that's the plan for next week. I'll see you guys on Monday and or Tuesday, depending on where you are. Here's the bop, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a safe weekend.
3 and 4. Count what you have now, don't count what you don't have.